Jeremy called yesterday.
Okay.
I guess I told him to call back. And
Okay.
Jeremy, did you call back late in the show yesterday and didn't make it on, or what?
Yeah, I called back about like 8:30 or so. And I held on to the end.
Oh, is he the guy who held for like 2 hours?
No, we got that guy on. I don't think Jeremy made it. Did you make it on at the end of the show yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So this is your third time in 2 days being on the air?
You've never done that
I've never done that before. It was
Hang up now.
Just a mistake. No, he's already on, Terry. All right, you had an issue that you wanted addressed, and apparently I was just not in full swing enough to, first day back, to get into the crux of your problem. So what was it real quick, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Was it a bachelor party issue or something? See, I did settle it yesterday. Why even calling about it now, Jeremy? I told you. Well, what's the issue? Tell me real quick. 10 seconds or less.
Basically, I called at the end of the show. You said, call back because we didn't have time.
Oh, I did?
What happened is a coworker of mine is getting married, and I found out that his best man has, like, totally dropped the ball and hasn't even tried to plan a bachelor party. I don't know if there's anything that can be done. I just figured I'll call and ask.
But I said this yesterday, I believe, unless I said it in my sleep, Terry. And I tend to do the show in my sleep sometimes. My wife tells me that. I take calls in my sleep. But anyway, like I'll sit up in bed, and I'll be taking calls, she says, in my sleep.
Oh, my God.
You are one of those people, sleepwalker type people.
No, I don't sleepwalk.
Well, you have in the past.
I've fallen asleep on the couch, kind of really buzzed or drunk, and woken up in my bed and been wondering how I got there. So that's not sleepwalking. That's just like being drunk.
Well, yeah, but
more than sleep. I haven't sleepwalked. I don't sleepwalk.
Okay,
but I do. You're a workaholic.
I talk in my sleep, and I scream in my sleep, and I sit up in my sleep and yell sometimes.
Wow.
But I don't snore and I don't sleepwalk because I sleep in my stomach when I'm not sitting up. Anyway. So I didn't take... I said this on the air, so that's all I need to know. I said yesterday that there's really no planning that needs to be involved in bachelor parties. Bachelor parties, to me, there's only one real kind of bachelor party, at least that has any kind of interest level from where I stand, Terry.
Right.
If you're not doing the Vegas bachelor party thing, if you're not able to get your friends together and go to Vegas and get a little chip in, get a suite, call up a couple of hoes or strippers that can easily turn into hosts for the right price, and make it happen. You're not doing the bachelor party thing right. And if you're not going to do it right, in my world, don't do it at all. If you can't afford Vegas, and I know times are tough right now, go to Reno and pretend it's Vegas. Because I know the days of the $59 flights to Vegas are pretty much gone by the wayside, Terry.
Yeah, pretty much.
They don't let friends fly free anymore.
No longer.
They're like, the airlines are like, your friend will pay full fare. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gas costs are too high for the airlines to be cutting any breaks anymore to anyone right now. They're even charging people to use their frequent flyer mileage.
I saw that in the news.
Have you heard that?
I have.
I'm sorry, is it just me, or does that kind of ruin the concept of what frequent flyer mileage is all about?
Yeah, kind of ruins it.
Yeah, and we're going to charge you $250 for you accessing your frequent flyer mileage. What happened?
I know. Really?
So, Jeremy, if you're looking to take the ball and run with it on making sure your friend has a good bachelor party, as I said, there's only one real way to do it. That's the Vegas thing or the Reno thing, and just pretend you're in Vegas. All right?
All right.
Simple enough.
Sounds good.
You'd have to call back 3 times.
Right now he's trying to do it in Tacoma.
Well, I mean, you can go to Tacoma and pretend it's Vegas. All right? Go to any podunk city. Just pretend it's Vegas. It depends how creative a mind you have.
Right.
All right?
I mean, this is obviously pretty important to him because he's like...
He's obsessing over it, Terry. If he's obsessing over it to this degree, you can get your friends together and chip in whatever needs to be pooled as far as cash and get yourself on planes and go to Vegas and make it happen.
Yeah.
All right?
It's not even for, like, a family member. It's for his coworker. Like,
right.
Calm down, dude. You're probably not even the wedding.
It's third time he called. He's not even invited.
Yeah, you know.
In the past 2 days over this.
He's supposed to kick it.
Right.
Obviously, this is an important event.
Yeah.
So do it right, even if it kind of straps you, even if it breaks the bank a little bit. These are memories that you take to the frickin' grave. I got some bachelor party memories, Terry.
Yeah.
That was... Hopscotch was here right now, Terry. We were at the same bachelor party in Vegas. I think we talked about this a couple of times.
I know which one.
The memory is that vivid.
Yeah.
of dudes doing things in Vegas that you'll never forget and you remember like it was yesterday and you take to the grave.
Yep.
You can't put a price tag on that, Terry. So your friend can't fly free. Pay for his ass. Remember the days of Friends Fly Free?
I do.
Oh, it was a nice concept.
It was, but no longer.
Mm-hmm. Remember the days of the $59 flight to Vegas?
I do.
Now it's like a minimum of $300.
I know. God, crazy.
Your little Expedia deals?
Oh, no longer.
You'd be hard-pressed to find them now.
Yeah.
No, you probably could find a nice deal if you...
I was looking.
If you stay at
Were you?
No, I was for something soon, but...
You stay at the San Remo and you fly in the cargo area of the plane. I'm sure you get a good deal.
Oh, whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't think we need a fourth call from Jeremy.
No.
You'll probably get one.
We got it, right?
On what we have to do to make sure his friend at work has a good bachelor party.
Jeez, dude.
And don't just take my thoughts on this. If you want to do a local thing and run around town like idiots and that works for you, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's just not what inspires me about getting all pumped up for a bachelor party.
Yeah.
I gotta get on a plane.
I hear you.
Even if you have to road trip it, you can't save money by road tripping it anywhere these days, though.
You can't.
You used to be able to cut costs by road tripping it, and that could be part of the fun, like the Griswolds, Terry. But now road tripping it to Vegas, filling up your tank about 7 times to get there is costly. It's more than flying.
Yep.
It takes 3 days, 2 days, 1 day.
Ridiculous.
What else is going on in the world, Terrence? What else is happening this morning on a Friday? Mid-August 2008.
All kinds of stuff with the Olympics again. Apparently,
Love the Olympics.
I know.
Obsessing over the Olympics.
Crazy.
Jeremy's obsessing over his co-worker's bachelor party. You're obsessing over the Olympics. You love it.
I actually do. I'm enjoying it, although embarrassed by the U.S. track people last night.
Sorry for you that has to come to an end this weekend, Terry. The closing ceremonies are on Sunday. You aware of that?
I am.
Or you think it goes on forever?
No. I'm very aware.
Are they going to try to make the closing ceremonies as big as the opening ceremonies? Because it was awesome, but it was over the top. I mean, people running around in glow-in-the-dark costumes and just the free-for-all of... I don't need 2,000 drummers in unison again, Terry. It was nice to see a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
But I don't need their return engagement this Sunday.
Yeah, I don't recall closing ceremonies being as big as opening anyway.
I think they're going to try to do it pretty big.
Oh, gosh, really?
I didn't even see opening ceremonies.
So you think opening ceremonies are like the country's just walking down the track like
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he told me after the show, so what were you, he goes, you were talking about the opening ceremonies. Isn't it just kind of like the country's walking? Isn't it boring? I'm like, yeah, most years it's unwatchable. It's boring. And when they actually got to that point in the opening ceremonies a couple of weeks ago where the country started walking and introducing themselves, I immediately flipped it. I'm done.
Right. Must have missed that part.
Right.
Or the part before that.
The part before that was a little bit significant as far as something that you don't see every day.
That's what,
All right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can catch a couple of clips on YouTube or anywhere you look.
I ordered the DVD.
You didn't order the DVD?
No, I'm going to.
Okay, don't order the DVD.
Oh, jeez.
Please.
I could probably find it on bootleg somewhere, right?
YouTube?
Okay. Really? So that's this Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want to speak about in relation to the Olympics?
Well, first of all, the IOC is coming down hard on Usain Bolt, Lightning Bolt, Mr. Sprinter to, extraordinaire. Because apparently they felt that he was being pretty disrespectful to other competitors because he finished so far ahead and broke the record and everything that he was he was showboating and they didn't like it.
And the Olympic Committee has a problem with that?
They do.
You know what? He's the fastest man in the world, Terry. When you're the fastest man in the world, you can get away with things that maybe the average person should be come down on for.
Right.
All right, not very many people can say, I'm the fastest man in the world.
No,
actually, last I checked, Terry, there's only one person on this planet that we call Earth that is capable of saying, fastest man in the world.
Right.
That's this, how do you pronounce his first name? Usain?
Mm-hmm.
I think his name probably rubs some people the wrong way because it's too close to Saddam Hussein or something like that. But the guy's from Jamaica, so we obviously cut him a lot of slack.
Right.
Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world.
Right.
I think he made that pretty damn clear, not only in his performance, but the fact that when he showboated in the last 10, 15 yards, meters, whatever they gauge it by in the race that they're calling into question the Olympic Committee has a problem with, in that race, race where he did showboat in the last bunch of strides, he still set a world record.
I know.
That's how fast this guy is.
Right. And
he can showboat and break records.
Right. And mind you, it's the 100 and 200 meter that he, beat everybody by, so far.
He didn't even break a sweat and wasn't even in full, he didn't even look like he hit full speed.
I know. He was jogging across the
He's the fastest man in the world.
Right.
You don't talk back to the fastest man in the world. You got to give him that kind of respect, Terry.
No, I agree. I was like, hey, man, whatever. Go for it. What they didn't like was, like you said, the whole showboating after, and also, running around going, I'm number one. But,
he's
dude, you are. Right.
I have no problem with it. I think he's a fun guy. He looks like a fun guy to me, Terry. There's nothing wrong with bringing a little fun to what can get boring. The Olympics can get boring. I'm sorry. There are so many events. I've seen so many events that I couldn't believe were part of the Summer Olympics. They didn't miss anything as far as events.
I know they added BMX this year.
Anything you could think of. Yeah, but that's kind of cool. But I'm talking about doubles badminton and I was watching ping pong.
Really?
They have ping pong.
They've had ping pong for years.
It was very, very watchable as a Summer Olympic event. The
spin on the ball and everybody moving way back.
Anything you can think of. There was men's field hockey.
I know.
I didn't know men played field hockey.
Oh, yeah.
I thought field hockey was strictly designated to women.
No.
I saw men playing field hockey on TV.
Did you catch any water polo?
Didn't catch a water polo, but that's something that I've been aware of as part of the Summer Olympics for years, Terry. I'm talking about stuff that I was turning on the TV, flipping by, and I didn't even know people do this.
I've seen something like land polo. It's exactly like water polo, but guys running around throwing a ball. That's it. Not kicking it, just tossing a ball into a net.
On horses or no?
No, just running around.
Just running around.
Yeah, it's just like water polo.
They called it land polo?
I don't know. I don't know what it was called, but it looked... No,
think.
You have a stick in field hockey, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
No, these guys were just tossing a ball into a net. It was like soccer, but with their hands.
You sure it wasn't Marco Polo?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think yeah.
All right, land polo, whatever. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he's right. No, he's right.
Believe me, I know there's some things I missed, but in the things that I actually saw, doubles badminton. These dudes just smacking a little birdie around like there's no tomorrow. It's just insane.
Yeah. I actually watched archery one day.
So here's a guy. Have you ever done archery in your life?
No.
I did it at summer camp.
Back in elementary school?
I think I might have killed someone. And it's actually can be
really.
It's very frustrating. But if you actually hit the target, it can be kind of fun. I haven't done it in about 15, 20 years. I did it when I was 12.
Yeah. Okay.
12 years old at day camp.
That was the first time I saw that.
They had one day where they brought in an archery expert. And you were able to key up the bow and let it fly.
Yeah.
And there was one shot out of the 15 I took where I hit the target. It was the greatest feeling in the world. I was going to go out and kill a steer now or something. No, but anyway.
Wow.
So here's a guy who brings some excitement, some flair, some interest, and they're coming down on the guy. Please.
Yeah, they are.
Fastest man in the world. I wonder where I rank in as far as the fastest people in the world, Terry.
Wow. Well,
you're about what? There are about 3 billion people in the world? Something like that? 4 billion? 5? What do they say?
I think it's 7.
7 billion?
That's
I don't know about that. But anyway, there's been a lot of freaky stuff going on lately. I don't know. Anyway, somewhere in that range. So with the 4 to 7 billion people there are in the world, he's the fastest man.
I know.
Out of all of them.
Yep.
I'm probably somewhere mid-pack.
Yeah. Are you?
Before my ankle problem.
Right.
All right?
Yes.
So somewhere in the 2 billion rank, somewhere. Yeah. All right?
Yeah.
It'd be a lot cooler to say I'm number one. He can say he's number one.
Yeah.
If he wants to showboat while breaking records, if he can showboat and still break world records, he deserves it.
Right. Well, mind you, he broke Michael Johnson's record in the 200 of 19.32 seconds with he beat it with a time of 19.3.
I don't need specifics, Terry.
But
fine.
Seriously.
All right.
Taking off the gold shoes and posing and stuff.
Lisa wants to make sure Vinnie the Pooh is set straight here. Yes, Lisa, you're on the air.
Hey, it's called handball.
Handball?
Yeah,
Why is he calling it polo?
Well, it was...
I don't know.
It looked like a polo to you?
It looked like water polo, but these dudes was running around and whatnot. What else you want me to call it?
You didn't stick around long enough to actually get the title of the sport?
I was like, this is corny. I'm turning the channel.
I thought handball was like when you're back in
the wall.
Elementary school and you're hitting the ball against the wall, but somebody informed me that sport is called handball.
So this sport that Vinnie the Pooh's talking about didn't involve any walls?
No, it was on a field.
Yeah, I'm thinking if there's no walls, it can't be handball. Handball is walls.
No,
they call it handball.
They do.
Yeah.
All right, well, they call soccer football everywhere but this country, so who knows what anything is anymore these days.
Exactly.
So this is handball, and it looked like a hand polo-ish kind of...
Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
I'm sorry I missed that, but I did catch men's field hockey. And I stuck around long enough. I saw guys with little curly sticks running around, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this can't be like field hockey. And then sure enough, they tell me it's men's field hockey, the finals. I'm like, wow.
They have an event for everything.
They haven't missed a trick.
Yeah. Yep.
The guy from Zimbabwe playing the guy from the Ukraine in ping pong. Oh, you can't miss it, Terry.
Really?
I think I'm ready for the closing ceremonies. Okay. I don't know about you. I haven't had a problem with the Olympics. I've enjoyed watching it, but I am not thinking it needs to go on. I'm not thinking, oh, it's ending too quick. I need another week of this. Right. I think it's a perfect timing for the closing ceremonies to be this Sunday. Right. I know you've loved it.
I have. Actually, I really have.
Maybe you disagree with me. You could use a couple more weeks of this. But I say 2 weeks and 2 days is perfect.
Well, the only thing that frustrated me last night was the men's and women's track and field, the 4x100. When
we mentioned that a little earlier. You think the American men made asses of themselves because they couldn't pass the baton,
and the women couldn't either.
And
so
again, that is something you learn in like 4th grade. I remember. At the 4th grade gym class, they took us out to the track, and they taught us the concept of passing the baton from one classmate to another.
Right.
And you pretty much learned it at that point in your life. Yeah. The fact that these are Olympians.
Yeah, they're elite athletes who, they've been doing it for a while.
And the baton goes clinkety-clink.
Yeah. And we're in the lead.
They were in the lead?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch it last night. I had my fantasy football draft. I don't know if you know about that, Terry.
Yeah, I knew about that.
I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. I was not watching any TV last night because I was fully focused.
At home on the internet, right? Because you didn't have to go anywhere.
Right. Oh, yeah, technology's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Kicked up, feet on my desk.
I'll take that person.
Drafting Randall Moss.
Oh, did you now? Nice.
Oh, by the way, Vinnie the Pooh was pretty close to correct. The world population, as of a month ago, was 6.6 billion.
Wow.
What'd you say?
He said 7.
I thought it was like 7.
How about you? Lisa, what are you doing today?
Hey, I'm at work.
What do you do?
I work for an elevator company.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that has its ups and downs, huh?
Come on, man.
What are you wearing?
When it works jeans, it's jean day.
Huh? It's jean day?
Yeah.
So on Fridays only? It's one of those like old kind of school concepts or what?
It's Fridays only.
Because I think most places that used to have the Friday dress down day have pretty much over the past number of years morphed into every day of the week as a dress down day.
Wear whatever you want.
10 years ago you had the Friday as casual Friday, but those companies that allowed that have now pretty much, I think, loosened their policies enough that Tuesday could be a dress down day. But it seems like Lisa's joint is still a Friday's your only dress down day. Is that right?
So it's
it's only Friday.
So what
the
do you
rest
got?
of the day is casual though. Casual.
Oh, so the rest of the week is casual too.
Yeah,
but you can't
casual.
You can't wear jeans on a Thursday or any day of the week other than Friday.
Right, exactly.
What kind of jeans you got
on? They are actually Guess jeans.
Guess jeans.
Yes.
If this was 1989, I'd say that's beautiful. But anyway, no, I think that's wonderful. And you're a married woman, or you sound like a married woman for some reason.
Yeah, I'm married.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm married.
How long have you been married?
Going on 6 years this September.
How's that working out for you?
It's working out really good.
Really?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're in, what's that term, Terry? You're in love. You're in love with your husband?
Yes,
I heard about that.
Still.
Is that right? Is that safe to say, or what?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's fair to say. We have a 1-year-old, so.
You have a 1-year-old. You have 6 years of marriage under your belt. You've known the guy for how long?
I've known him a total of probably 10 years.
10 years.
Dated.
Now, here's an important question. You've known the guy for 10 years. How many men, and don't lie, I swear to you, if you lie, I will know it, and I will be so angry with you, I'll never take your call again on this program. How many guys have you had sex with in the past 10 years?
2.
2?
Yes.
All right. Let me narrow down the question just a tad. How many guys have you had sex with, don't lie, in the past 6 years? One.
One.
You sure it's not two?
No, one.
Is there any chance your husband might be listening, or he's not a listener to this program?
No, he does. He switches in and out.
I bet he does. And so if you were to have strayed in your marriage, I'm sure you'd be immediately admitting it on the airwaves at this time, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, of course
Why
you would,
not?
Yes. Okay, so we have to take her answer at face value, Terry.
Right.
There's a very good chance her husband could be listening, and she'd just come right out with the info.
All right, well, I got to go, guys.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Sure. Have a great day.
Take care.
Gotta kill. Hear him getting nappy.
Yeah, one of the elevators sounds rusty, T-Man. Gotta hit that. See you later. What'd she say she does? She deals...
Yeah, I think she's like a sales...
She's got like a tool belt on, or she sells elevators?
Yeah. I'm
there are
sure
actually
she's
salesmen and women that sell elevators?
Sure.
Really? You're sick of walking up the stairs, sir.
Well, no, I mean, I think...
Would you like a nice elevator in your joint?
You have different elevator companies.
I thought elevators kind of sell themselves. You know if you need an elevator, you know if you don't. You don't need a salesman to talk you in. So what does this do again?
But there are some...
So I push this button and it goes to the third floor? Is that how this works?
What an invention.
Obviously, elevators sell themselves, but there's different makes of the elevator, so
they actually have salesmen and women for elevators?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I am not aware of this.
Yes.
I didn't know there was men's field hockey. I didn't know there were elevator salespeople.
There are.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I know
there are elevator repair people.
Right.
Maybe she's got a tool belt on and she goes around repairing elevators. No. She sells elevators.
Yeah. I mean, just like, with anything, you have competitors. So you have different, companies who provide elevators. My elevator company is better than your elevator company because...
Sir, might I suggest you go with the elevator in the taupe? I mean, do you go color schemes?
Well, mine rides a little bit smoother because of, I mean, you just like cars or anything else.
Really? I think you don't know what you're talking about, Terry. I mean, it's sounding like you do. Do
you think that there's just one elevator company that makes all the elevators?
I think elevators are not a real complex concept. You know what you need, you know what you got to get, you get it. You don't need a person breaking it down for you.
There's Shaw Elevator Company, Schumacher.
All right, don't be... hit me up with what you Googled over the past couple of seconds.
But I know I did. But I'm just saying that's why...
I know there are companies that manufacture and sell elevators.
Sure.
I didn't know they had sales people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
Right. I understand that, but they have to go out.
I don't need to go out.
No, I know.
That's fine. She sells elevators. She's got a happy life.
She does
she's got a wonderful husband that she doesn't admit to cheating on. That's terrific.
Right.
All right? Mm-hmm. Sounds like a real American woman there.
Right.
Probably a big one, too, but that's good, too.
Oh, wow.
All right?
Gotcha.
Nice. Thank you, Lisa, for setting us straight on whatever she... the polo thingy.
Right.
Okay.
The handball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Thought handball was against the wall, too, but it's not.
Okay.
I miss handball. Sorry.
I think I'm going to miss men's field hockey. But I might get over it.
The T-Man Show. Ricky Martin, the Latin singer, just became the proud papa of twin boys who arrived a few weeks ago via a surrogate mother.
Wow.
His rep says the newborns
surrogate mother.
Surrogacy again.
Remember when he was the biggest thing in the world, about 10 years ago this minute, Terry?
Yes.
And there were some serious beliefs that he was a gay man, but he was vehemently denying that. And I remember his publicists, they came down hard on radio stations that made any reference to him being a gay man.
Right.
Well, 10 years later, his career ain't exactly going like gangbusters. I mean, he's not out of the mix, but probably not what you would have projected 10 years forward would have been like 10 years ago. You following me? And all those that questioned his sexuality 10 years ago, this surrogate mother thing is just added evidence to that you probably were dead on. And I mean, Clay can same situation, right?
Yeah, he had just a couple of weeks ago, too, had a child, out of surrogacy.
And there's all that rampant speculation that Clay Aiken is not a heterosexual man. Fine, whatever. He doesn't deny it like Ricky Martin denied it 10 years ago. He doesn't address it.
No, he just kind of lets it go.
He just moves on with his days. He doesn't come out and say, you can't talk. He doesn't have his publicist calling radio stations, threatening lawsuits and stuff like that, because that's what was going on.
I know.
With Ricky Martin 10 years ago. Yep. There were people that were handling him. Whether it was, reach around,
probably
stuff like that.
No, you're right. Though.
And his handlers did more than that, Terry. They were calling radio stations, threatening lawsuits. I remember this.
I do too.
Saying if you continue talking about him being gay, we will file suit.
Yeah, he was definitely very adamant about that,
denying any hint of gayness.
Yes,
different than the way Clay Aiken is going about his career.
True.
So that is really now, I don't know, this kind of just...
It's like, come on, people.
Is the final nail in that coffin of speculation.
Ricky Martin, the Latin singer, just became the proud papa of twin boys who arrived a few weeks ago via a surrogate mother. His rep says the newborns are in Ricky's full-time care.
Oh, so there you go. He's going to be a full-time daddy. Or mommy, depending on the way you look at it.
Well, and that's the other thing, too. At least Clay Aiken, he was very, he came out with it right away. It wasn't like,
he hid the fact that he was having a child through a surrogate mom?
No, he came, as soon as they found out that she was pregnant and stuff, he's spoken about...
He went public with it.
Yeah.
Ricky Martin kept it all under wraps that he was about to be a daddy
until all of a sudden now you find out he's a dad.
Until they saw him at Starbucks nursing two little infants.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, it's so...
Yeah, well, his boobs still look fully engorged, so he's... adapting to the situation very well.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Well, congrats to them.
Yes, congratulations to both of them. I'm sure they're both very happy in going about it in different ways in the same kind of a situation.
Yes.
I think Clay Aiken is going about it a little bit better, not completely the way I think it should happen. I think Clay Aiken should come out and say, I'm gay.
Right.
And I don't think it's going to hurt necessarily... Maybe it would. His middle of the country. His overall album sales. Everyone's downloading anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
So, congratulations to both of them.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
As they continue to live La Vida Loca. Okay. Although nobody else does. What else is going on out there, Terry? What else is happening in the world on Friday morning?
This might be of interest to you, even though you say it's not, but Dancing with the Stars, they're getting ready to start up again.
Yes.
Well, I have what appears to be the new lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And Kim Kardashian is on the list.
She's in?
Looks that way.
Wow, that's actually huge news, and I'll tell you why. She obviously is not just one of the biggest names out there right now. If she gave her go-ahead that I will be on Dancing with the Stars, that is a huge event because, first of all, this now becomes must-see TV, okay? I have to admit. If you're telling me this is a confirmed list or not?
Not a confirmed list. Their actual, the announcement is, I believe, on the 25th of this month.
But there are hefty rumors that Kim Kardashian is going to be on that list.
Yes.
Hefty ass rumors that...
Yes.
Wow, I got to admit, I have never even thought that there'd be a day that I'd be watching Dancing with the Whirly Twirly Stars more than 2 minutes just to satisfy my wife that I could actually sit there and, act like a couple for a couple seconds. But now, if Kim K...
Yep, Kim K,
I call
supposedly.
it Kim K. If she's on the lineup, I got to admit, I got to watch.
Well,
not just because she's... pretty much as hot as you can get right now. Yeah, she still holds that status, although she's probably hit the top of the mountain and on her way down, and we need to find some new people out there. But it just seems there's this element of her seeming kind of uncoordinated with her. And just dumb, and you need to have some trace of what comes across as like ability to be on that show, and I'm just wondering if she's gonna be able to make a go of this without stumbling and falling on her frickin' face and looking like an idiot. I don't know why she would accept this, Terry.
Well,
her stock is it's still pretty damn high.
True, but the thing, this keeps it, in that pretty high status.
I see her popularity as peaked, but still, even though it's on the other side of the mountain, it's still pretty high up towards the peak.
True.
This is something I thought maybe she would do maybe a year or two from now when she's really starting to slide down the mountain and she needs to make a little resurgence as far as name recognition and popularity.
Right.
At this point, if I'm her advisor, I tell her not to do this because I don't think she'll be very good.
But see, that's the point, is that none of them are any
She
good.
doesn't
You just
want to
like
come
to see
off
the
as a
progress.
laughingstock on the show, showing that she has no ability to really dance and just looking uncoordinated and like an idiot, Terry.
But the other thing, too, is, think about it. She's, like you guys are always saying, she's hot. They wear very revealing dresses, and that's why the guys are going to tune in. And
that's fine. I'm not saying they're not all going to tune in. I'm going to tune in. But she better not make an ass. She must realize that she can dance a little bit. She must realize. I don't see it for some reason. For some reason, am picking up on some element that amongst all the women of the world, and I have said many times that it's a wonderful thing that 90 to 95% of women out there are born with the ability to dance. Mm-hmm. Paris Hilton is one of the 5 to 10% that doesn't have that strength, that ability. She's embarrassed herself, not in front of millions and millions of people on TV, but in front of like hundreds and maybe even upwards of 1,000 people at a club. That's enough to really be too much embarrassment for me, Terry.
Right.
Kim Kardashian must know more than I do. Probably. She must know that she can dance. See, I kind of put her in that 5 to... It's really... I've said this too. I've made this clear, Terry. If you're in that 5 to 10% of women that cannot dance, don't.
Right, please.
Because it's so sad when you actually come across a woman, Terry, that has no dancing ability, no rhythmic abilities, no feeling for the beat.
Right.
And I usually find these women being hard rock kind of women, the dying breed that is like the heavy metalish hard rock chicks,
Sure.
Those rocker chicks?
Yes.
Those are usually the majority of the girls out there that can't dance.
Okay.
They're rocker girls. They really can't dance to your popular kinds of... No matter what popular music goes on for the past 10, 20 years, they can't find a way to dance to it. All right?
Gotcha.
Now, Paris Hilton kind of has a tinge of that, but really isn't a rocker girl.
Right, she's just
all out.
Awkward.
But she can't dance.
Right.
I kind of felt that Kim Kardashian was in that category. She must know more than I do, because I don't think she's ready to go on this show in front of what will be an increased...
Oh, yeah. By now, if she is officially announced on the 25th as that being in, the fellas are going to go crazy.
I'll acknowledge the audience for Dancing with the Stars was huge already.
Yes.
But if Kim Kardashian is now added to the lineup of this year's semblance of stars.
Right.
And they've had to use that word stars in the past very loosely, because I've never seen real stars as part of that program. But she is definitely someone that can't be categorized anything other than a star.
Right.
And she better be ready to show that she can dance.
Well,
because it'll be pathetic.
Well,
if she gets up there and just has no ability to dance.
Right, and I agree with you, but I truly, like you, maybe she does know something, because I don't think she's one to embarrass herself. Plus, she's dating Reggie Bush, and she doesn't want to...
She's not one to embarrass herself.
Well,
I haven't even watched the show, and I know
I have, but I mean... Not like purposely.
Even though there's rampant speculation that she's on that list, when it comes out on the 25th, what's today's date?
22nd.
All right, so it's like Monday that it comes out.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So Monday they come out with the official list. Mm-hmm. I still am going to be surprised if she's on that list.
All right.
You're saying that all your sources are speculating that she's going to be on that list. I got to wait and see the list. I won't believe it until Monday when you tell me it's official and Kim Kardashian is on the list. And then, yes, believe it or not, I will make it a
weekly event.
Yep, it'll become appointment television.
There you go. Put it under your favorites or whatever.
And they'll probably keep her around even if she sucks for a few weeks.
Yeah, because she'll be a fan favorite, and that's how it works.
To some extent. She'll either be a fan favorite or somebody that people decide that they hate enough that they want to keep around.
Could be. They also have... Do you want to know who else is rumored to be on here? Or on the list?
You starting to think I care about the overall show, don't you?
Yeah, I do, because there are other people.
I really don't care about the overall show, Terry.
Lance Bass, Tony Braxton.
Oh, thank you so much for securing Lance Bass to the lineup, Terry. I don't know how I could have watched just with Kim Kardashian and not Lance Bass being a part of that lineup.
Brooke Burke.
Brooke Burke?
Yeah.
Is that the one who used to do the E show?
Yeah,
oh, man.
Really good, right?
Rockstar host.
I haven't thought about her in a minute.
Right.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
She was like my all-time favorite.
Right.
What's the name of that show?
Flashback, like 7 years ago. Like,
Wild On.
Yeah,
it says you're Wild On and Rockstar.
I was going to say Wild and Out, but I knew that didn't sound right. But Wild on E. Wild on E.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was, oh man, I was just like, take out the beat rag and just put it on. Oh. She was what I love as far as physically. She didn't, break the bank on intelligence, but I don't need that. So.
She looks great. And
then she went and had kids, and now she's going to be on this lineup?
She is.
Wow.
Supposedly. Maurice Green.
They're hitting me from all... Oh, now you're talking, Terry. They're hitting me from all angles with the hotness with Kim Kardashian and Brooke Burke.
Oh, let's not forget Susan Lucci.
Oh, my God.
Susan Lucci. Wow.
Yes.
This was 30 years ago. I'd be, like, needing multiple beat recs. Okay.
Oh, and your favorite, Mark McGrath. Ted McGinley. Warren Sapp.
Wow.
Teammate trainer.
I'll now go out on a limb and say that this is clearly their strongest lineup ever.
I agree. Totally. Yeah.
They could have an ass-off contest between Warren Sapp and Kim Kardashian. All right? And Kim Kardashian will win. I mean, the only one in the entire world who could beat Warren Sapp in an ass-off, Terry.
Yes.
Wow. That is a nice lineup. Even Ted McGinley, Terry.
He's the jump the shark guy, right?
Well, he's not...
Kind of uses him as the excuse, right, or whatever.
You're close.
Something to do with Happy Days.
Yes, you're close. Let's just leave it at that.
All right. I knew it was something.
He was on the seasons where the show had already jumped the shark, but he wasn't the reason necessarily that the show jumped the shark. There was actually an episode where a shark was jumped.
I know that, and that's where the term came from.
He was not on the show at that time.
Oh, okay.
He came in the seasons afterwards.
Okay.
All right.
But also, rumor has it that Ted McGinley, anytime you have put Ted McGinley on a show, the show is like dead in the water, pretty much.
Well, Married with Children had many good years with Ted McGinley on it, Terry.
Okay, well...
That's unfair. You're being unfair to Ted McGinley. Revenge of the Nerds is still one of the all-time classics, Terry.
Oh, my God, I know. I saw it.
You have not seen Revenge of the...
I've seen Revenge of the Nerds.
You have seen Revenge of the Nerds?
It's been a minute, but I've seen it.
Okay.
So.
Now, Ogre on Revenge of the Nerds is a completely different story. Any movie he's a part of now is just a complete disaster. But anyway, he had a nice little run in the late 80s.
Yeah. But again, like...
Can they get Ogre on the lineup of Dancing with the Stars?
I don't know. Is he still alive?
Ted McGinley and Warren Sapp and
Mark McGrath
and
I told you
some Olympic athlete.
Yeah,
you mentioned?
Misty May Trainer who just won the Olympic gold in beach volleyball.
No, there was someone else. Put it on the
Susan
list again.
Lucci.
Yeah.
Maurice Green.
Maurice Green.
Yeah,
that's an Olympic track star.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Gold medalist.
Interesting lineup.
Toni Braxton. Yep.
Toni Braxton.
Yes.
Okay, you just leave her out.
Don't break my heart, Terry.
I won't.
Huh? Oh.
Still
you won't unbreak my heart?
No, no, I won't unbreak your heart.
So you're going to leave it broken?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to leave it broken.
I am.
Are you sure you know what you're saying?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
If my heart was broken, you wouldn't unbreak it for me if I asked you to? I think you got caught. I think you got caught in a moment of confusion. I think you now have to stick with it, but you would unbreak my heart, right?
Okay. If you want me to, I will. I would leave it up to your wife.
I don't have a broken heart. It's probably the only thing on my body that's not broken, so don't worry about it. All right?
Okay.
All right. So I, who have been so anti-Dancing with the World, truly make you want to puke stars, Terry, have now pulled a 180 here.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't take much for me to jump to the other side. I'm in.
All right.
Because of Maurice Green. Okay, yeah. What else is happening? What else is going on?
Also, we missed this last couple of days. But
Hold on, let me just get this out of the way. Let me make sure I get a couple of minutes here for this guy.
Okay. He's a gay phone operator. He's so gay. He's so phone operator.
So excited about Lance Bass.
And now, here's Gay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Gay.
You know, this whole Ricky Martin thing, I think, is bull.
Yes, Gay.
It's just as bad as Tom Cruise having kids, but she was artificially inseminated.
Tom Cruise had a child through your classic intercourse type.
No, he didn't.
If you know something that the rest of the world may have speculated about but hasn't been really tossed around mainstream, then that's fine. But to everyone's knowledge, Tom Cruise had a child with Katie Holmes in the classic way that men and women have
I thought they
children.
said she was artificially inseminated.
Is that right?
There were rumors of that, yes.
But
rumors, but
the mainstream belief is that Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes had sex, right or wrong?
Correct.
And even Michael Jackson, who there has been many a rumor about through the years of his popularity, had a child. Not that gay men can't have children with women by having sex.
Right.
But it's got to have some little nugget of, it adds to the situation in some way, shape, or form that Michael Jackson had a child with Denise Rowe, whatever her name was, something Rowe. Debbie Rowe, through what was believed to be standard intercourse.
Correct.
But Ricky Martin had a child through a surrogate, and Clay Aiken had a child through a surrogate. Now, Clay Aiken is not denying necessarily that he's gay.
Right.
To the contrary, Ricky Martin spent years between him and his people not only denying but threatening those in the public eye and the media that would make comments to him being gay.
Correct.
He's hot enough. I don't care who he wants to do. I'll watch.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll set that up immediately.
Promise.
We'll arrange the gallery in your little rundown, ridiculously smelly apartment, and we'll make sure that happens this weekend.
My apartment is not smelly. It's clean.
When you live in a place, you're the only person who doesn't know the scent level, If your place smells, you're the last person to know if you live there. Right or wrong?
Right.
How many times have you walked into someone's place
and go,
realize how bad it smells, and they have no idea because they live there all the time?
Sure.
So don't think that you can make a claim that your place doesn't smell because you'd be the last person to know if it does.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He's still sticking with that term.
I know.
It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that it does.
No, I was going to say, we have somebody in here, we have a couple people in here.
I would take his information over yours, Gay. Because, as I said, the last person to know if they have a place that smells is the person who lives there. Don't you know that? Aren't you aware of that? Don't people know this, Terry?
No, I am aware of that.
Do people need you to tell them
I
this?
guess so.
And he never leaves to get some fresh air.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You know, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to point out the obvious. I don't think people are aware of that. Right. I think it's the most obvious thing out there in the world, and yet I have to say it for people to go, you know what? He's right.
Sometimes people need to hear it.
If you have a smelly place, you're the last person to know it.
And I understand that, but I take measures so that it doesn't smell.
Your place reeks!
Plus, you have a cat now, too, and a kitty litter box.
That's actually helping the situation.
So you
Terry.
and the cat just crapping everywhere?
That's actually masking the situation over the overwhelming cheese smell. I think that's probably why he got
Whatever, I don't smell like cheese.
He'd rather his cat be blamed for the aromas in his place than the finger be pointed at him. Anyway, how are you and Skittles doing? You and your new cat. You guys doing well? And how is
she
this?
Just scratched the hell out of under my eye, but, otherwise I'm doing good.
I saw that. On Terry Cam, you were showing people.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't like you as an owner. Maybe she doesn't like you as the master.
No,
Maybe she's trying to send you a signal that she'd like to get away.
No, she loves me.
She loves you. Meanwhile, she's maiming your face like you're telling us about here.
No.
I don't think that's a sign of love when your cat gouges your face.
I picked her up and it startled her, and she
Well, stop doing unspeakable, illegal things to the cat, and maybe she'll be pissing her off. Stop trying out your new moves that you want to do on your new bow with your cat, and maybe she won't be scratching you like that. How is your new bow, by the way? How is that going?
It's only a matter of time till it's...
My new bow is doing just fine.
Did you speak with him last night?
Yes, I did.
And what did you guys talk about?
Everything that was talked about on the show.
Because he's all in now, isn't he?
Because he loves to talk about the show.
No, we talked about what happened on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He talked with my family. He was in my room last night.
Whoa. He talked with your family?
Yeah.
What is he doing talking with your family? You've only, known this guy for a month or so.
But he comes into my chat room.
And your family's in your chat room?
Yeah, my sister's there, my aunt's there, my cousins are there.
Oh, my God.
My family doesn't even listen to my radio show that I've had for years, Terry. It has been a #1 radio show for who knows how long.
I know.
They don't listen on the internet. He's got a little stupid chat room and his family members are in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that come in there.
You have a ridiculous life. Are you aware of this?
Not any more ridiculous than yours.
That's probably true. But it's ridiculous nonetheless.
It's all crazy. What can I tell you?
So when's he moving out here? When you guys getting married? What's the deal?
3 weeks from never, Terry. Can you mark that down and make sure you're there?
Just like I said earlier, it's new. We're taking our time.
Oh, please.
We're not making any decisions like that.
He's talking to your family.
It's
he's talking to people that are in the room, and my family happens to be there.
Stop talking yourself into the fact that there's something there between you and this guy.
I'm not talking myself
It is
into
a faux, fraudulent relationship that goes along perfectly with your faux, fraudulent friends.
Well, if it's a faux, fraudulent relationship,
yes.
It's going pretty good so far because we're taking our time, and I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. And what's been, so far, the greatest highlight of yours and his relationship in the month that you guys found each other? How did you find each other, by the way, originally? Obviously on the internet, but how? He went into Tari Cam.
He went into his Tari Cam, and he didn't
people from cities that we don't even broadcast into, Terry, are jumping on Tari Cam and finding the show through Tari Cam every day.
Yes.
And he has us to thank, gay phone operator, and he doesn't want to believe that the guy has any interest in him on a kind of commercial level as far as him being a regular on the show.
He didn't even know I was a regular on the show. All he knew is he came
found
into the chat
you
room that
through
day.
Tari Cam.
Yeah, just like he saw everybody else that's listed on the goddamn camera.
Back to focusing on the positive. What's been the greatest highlight of yours and his existence as a working couple in some extent so far? What's been highlight number one?
Him showing an interest in me and wanting to get to know me.
Oh, we've heard that song and dance before.
Oh, jeez. Sounds like an alarm went off in your hat. Your cat's now pulling fire alarms. What was that?
It's my iPhone. I have an appointment.
You have an appointment?
Yes.
Who possibly could be waiting around for you right now?
I'm actually covering, it's my day off, but I'm covering a shift, so I put it on my calendar so I get reminded.
That's great for Craigslist ad, responded to late last night, and I got to be there by 8 o'clock.
No, I'm actually working 3 p.m. this afternoon
Whatever.
to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Just make sure you have the ice ready for when you get home to ice down your ass, okay?
I'll ice down my ass just for you.
Okay. Just for me.
Just for you.
Sick. Have a wonderful gay weekend.
I will, you too.
And enjoy your fraudulent relationship as long as it lasts, all right?
I will enjoy it for as long as it's there because it'll be there a long time.
And you know what?
He's already gone.
Spare me the downplaying of we're taking it day by day and all that crap. You know you're gung-ho about this guy.
I am very gung-ho, but that's what I'm doing because I don't want to get hurt. And I know if I go fully into it and just,
But you just said...
You're a 37-year-old man. You get hurt all the time. What possibly can you be exposed to this time around that you haven't dealt with on a regular basis?
Right.
And I don't want to deal with being hurt again.
Spare me we're just taking it one step at a time crap, all right? You love this guy. You're head over heels for this gay dude who's not even gay because he's bisexual, which is pseudo-gay.
Right.
Which Terry thinks is a recipe for you'll never make it with this guy. You better keep looking. And I told you yesterday that I agreed with that. If you're going to actually find your soulmate, if somehow, some way, one day or another, you actually stumble into the guy who was all along destined to be your soulmate, it's not going to be a bisexual man. It's going to be an all-out, dead-on, flaming homosexual. All right?
No, because I'm not into flaming homosexual.
So tell this guy, well, that's a problem then. Tell this guy that he ain't it.
No, he isn't.
See, you're already planning long-term.
No, I'm saying that so far everything is working out just right.
Are you guys making any plans for maybe between Illinois and the West Coast get together? Are you guys planning?
No,
maybe
we haven't even talked about that yet.
You haven't even brought up the subject of meeting up face to face.
No. We talked about that eventually will happen, but I mean, there's no dates, there's no...
So you haven't talked about it, but you have talked about it.
No, but you're making it sound like...
You haven't talked about it.
We're going to meet in 2 months, we're going to go halfway. No.
No specific plans have been made, but you guys have... You've thrown out
We said we'd like to meet each other in person.
Aha! The salvo has been fired that...
It has.
They will be getting together at some point in the near future.
No.
And that's the day where it all comes
not in the near future.
tumbling down.
No. I'm not going to let you go there.
I'm
going very slow with this.
Okay. Wonderful. We're all excited. Not really. Could care less.
I could tell.
And we wish you the very best.
Oh, thank you so much.
Or the very worst. You take your pick. Anyway, thank you for the call.
No, thank you for letting me call in.
And have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay, why does he have to sound so sarcastic, Terry?
Probably because...
Who else would spend the allotment of time that I
know. You do spend...
Although he does have family members in his chat room.
Yeah.
Which I find hard to believe.
Yeah. Well, he's really reconnecting and bonding again after all their drama. He's finally got that side of his life together.
Right?
So that's good.
Yeah. Huh?
But the love life thing?
You started telling me about another story a few minutes ago. What was it, Terry? Was it something important?
Well, it's interesting about Michael Vick that he is claiming he's losing like $12,000 a month while he's incarcerated.
Crying poverty from prison. I know you don't have any sensitivity towards a man for the way he brutalized dogs in the backyard of his estate.
Yeah. So he's filed for bankruptcy.
We always differed on the Michael Vick situation, Terry. You said $12,000 a month?
Yes.
For someone who was made and had the contract that he had, I heard the stories that he's crying poverty and claiming and filing for bankruptcy.
Yes.
But actually, $12,000 a month doesn't sound like a break-the-bank kind of figure for someone who's made as much money as he has.
But remember, too...
I know dudes who are paying $12,000 a month in child support. And I know. Make nearly as much as Michael Vick.
Yeah, but remember, though, he has to pay back all this stuff, so...
You sure you got that figure right? That he's saying he's losing $12,000 a month, or is it $12,000 a day?
No, it was a month.
$12,000 a month?
Yes.
Well, he should have enough put away from what he made.
Right.
I'm sure it was very costly to get all the dudes together for your big little dogfight situation.
Well, but also, too, remember, he's had the legal team, so that's...
Yeah, I understand, but he still should have something socked away that $12,000 a month is not going to make him fold, Terry.
Well, he's claiming.
I didn't take him, however, in my fantasy football draft.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
Just so you know.
Yeah. I was worried about that.
I was tempted.
But overall, are you happy with your...
To make it my first-round pick, I was very tempted to take Michael Vick, Terry. Just as a sympathy, little on-principle kind of pick.
Right.
But I restrained myself.
Good.
He is not on the T-Man's fantasy football roster for 2008. Now, when we have the prison draft, Terry, he's my number one.
Yeah, that's...
T-Man Show. Is Sharon Stone dating a man half her age? That's false. Apparently, he's even less than half her age. Ow! According to In Touch magazine, 50-year-old Sharon has an instinct for 24-year-old Chase Dreyfus.
Sharon Stone's dating a 24-year-old, Terry.
Wow.
That is sick.
Oh, is it?
Now, if I was 24...
You would love it.
Well, you know... I'm mid-30s now. When I was 24, I was still into, hot 50-year-old women. But, it's just because it's Sharon Stone, and obviously she's a woman who's going to have a very difficult time aging gracefully. It seems to, border on the pathetic just because it's her, Terry.
Okay.
And because this is so predictable that she's unwilling to accept that she's not the Sharon Stone that was in Basic Instinct 1. If you saw Basic Instinct 2, she was floating around. It didn't even make it to, the big screen. It went straight to DVD. But I happened to see it on, one of the movie channels a few months ago. And she's floating around the screen like she still thinks she's in 1988, Terry, and still hot and all that. Please.
Really?
Know where you're at. Know who you are. Know where time has taken you.
But again, isn't that kind of the Hollywood scene, right?
Well, to some extent, but she's the primest example, Terry. It's
Hulk Hogan's new wife, right, was dating her son's friend.
She made those ridiculous comments that pissed off the Chinese when they had an earthquake a few months ago.
She did.
She's getting deranged and stupid. And she's not aging gracefully, and that gets sad. And now she's dating a 24-year-old who I'm sure she's acting all weird with, and he's loving every second of it because she gets all 50-year-old freaky on him and all sweaty and hot flashy.
And all hot flashy.
Oh, hot flashy's the best.
But, so hot. But she's just lame.
She's the chick from Casino, huh?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
That's again, when she was really...
She looked decent at Casino.
With the long hair, but when she went crazy and cut her hair.
Even Casino was more than 10 years ago. It was 1996. Right. I was living in Vegas doing my first radio show when they were filming Casino.
Wow.
I saw Joe Pesci after the shoot day was done, and they were there was no Bellagio at the time. They were in the Mirage. I was in the Mirage, and they were playing blackjack for $5 a hand.
Wow.
I'm dudes, can you step it up a little bit here? I'm playing for $25, and that's all I got for dinner. But maybe they're just not the gambling type.
Didn't you also see her at the Gap one time or something?
With Sharon Stone?
Yeah,
Yes.
you asked her.
I can't believe you remember that story. You remember that story, Terry. You gonna make me tell it again?
I
was actually in L.A. I don't even remember why. I was visiting. Oh, I was going to the Laker. There was a Laker playoff game against.
Like that, right.
Whatever. Anyway, so I'm in the Gap. It wasn't the Gap. You're confusing two stories. She wore a Gap shirt to the Academy Awards, and I think you're confusing that story with. I was in the Hugo Boss store on Rodeo Drive.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking at the leather jackets because they looked kind of cool at the time. I don't think I'd wear one now. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm looking through the leather jacket rack, and I saw one that looked really pretty tight. It looked cool.
Right, I remember.
And I'm thinking of getting it, but I try it on, and it's not my size. It was a little small. So I turned to the lady that was kind of shuffling through clothes on the rack right nearby, and I turned to her and I say, "Excuse me, do you have this particular leather jacket in an extra large or whatever I was wearing at the time?" I was about 200 pounds at the time. I'm 180 now, so it's probably in the X. I'm thinking, I don't know, it might have been a large, whatever. Doesn't matter.
No, I remember.
Not relevant to the story. So I turned to this particular lady and I say, "Excuse me, do you have this Hugo Boss fine-looking leather jacket in a large, please?" And she turns to me, and actually, this is a moment where I thought she handled it quite graciously, to some extent. Now looking back at it, I was kind of sniveling. She turns to me and she goes, "Oh, I don't work here." And then when I saw her face full on, when I saw her face full on, I immediately then noticed that I had asked Sharon Stone if they had any more leather jackets in the back. And she turned to a friend of hers who was shopping not that close at the time, but then came over because obviously she saw some weird-looking dude talking to her. And this dude comes over and she goes to her friend. She goes, or her boyfriend at the time, I don't know who he was. She goes, "He just asked me if we have more leather jackets in the back." Like she was getting a big laugh out of it. Like how preposterous that was that she could have been working at a Hugo Boss store. "You know what, honey? I know you don't work here, and I know who you are now, but go to the back and get me a leather jacket anyway, right now." Unbelievable. And that's when she was still hot, Terry. That was around 1997 or something like that. A lot of years have passed since then, Terry.
They have.
All right? That was like maybe 98, 99, somewhere in that range.
They have passed, yes.
All right?
Now she's dating a man half her age.
Now she's 50 and dating a 24-year-old. Not even half her age. Less than half her age. More than half her age, depending how you look at it. Yeah, more than half her age.
All right.
Twisted. Let's take some calls, speaking of twisted, on this Friday morning. Let me open up the phone lines, and you tell me what's going on in your world. I took a lot of calls yesterday, but not really about any personal matters. If anything's going on in your world that needs to be discussed before this weekend hits us dead on.
Yes.
We are on the doorstep of one of the remaining weekends of the summer of 2008. Let's make it a good one. And the phone lines are now open at 1-866-663-T-MAN. That is toll free. 1-866-663-T-MAN. Anything you want to talk about, anything whatsoever, works for me. Give me one more quick story before I hit the phone lines. What do you got?
How about this? I have a story about a bride and groom who got tasered by police at their very own wedding reception.
Wow. I feel like I've heard a story like that before, but I'm not sure I have. That is pretty... I get pretty bored at weddings, Terry. That's pretty much who I am, personality-wise. But I would pay to go to a wedding if I knew the bride and groom were going to be tased.
Yeah, both of them. Great.
So what happened at the wedding? How was it? Oh, yeah, it was great. The bride and groom got tased.
Good entertainment.
While they were laying on the floor drooling, I asked them if they liked the mini muffin maker I bought them, and they kind of said yeah, so everything worked out. What could possibly happen to the bride and groom? Well, obviously,
they're
it's a situation where everyone's...
at the reception, right? Drinking a little much.
You got these yokels in these podunk towns getting drunk to extents beyond recognition at their own weddings, and the police get called, and then even though she's in a wedding dress, we can't help but stick some prongs in her.
Right. Of course, while she was coming to her husband, her new husband's aid.
You're not going to have to wait till the wedding night to get a prong stuck in you there, honey.
Right.
The wedding dress is still on, the garter is still around your thigh, and here comes the tase.
Yep. A little bit of electricity going through your body.
Just a tad.
Give you a jolt.
So she was coming to her husband's aid.
Yes.
Her new husband.
Her new husband.
Already doing her no good.
Right.
trying to defend him in what? Like a fight he was getting in?
Well, what happened was, like you were saying, of course, they're getting a little too drunk, the guests and everybody.
Really? They're drinking at wedding?
Yeah, something like that. A guest threw a metal lamp through a plate glass window.
Don't tase me, bro.
The police were called, and then, of course, the groom gets involved trying to,
They broke a plate glass window?
The guest did, yeah. And then
One of the guests broke a plate glass window.
Threw a lamp through it. Police got called.
There are lamps at weddings?
I guess so.
Police get called.
Yeah.
The groom starts getting mouthy and protective of his invited guest. The police say, "We don't care who you are in your stupid little tuxedo.
Right.
Here comes a few volts for you."
Yeah. And then, of course, the bride watching this all unfold is like, running up there trying to protect the old hubby and getting, of course, involved, and she gets tasered as well.
Uh-huh.
So there.
Sounds like a can't miss wedding to me, Terry.
Oh, good time. Now that's a wedding.
Think about it. Of all the weddings you've attended in your life, if you had been at this wedding, tell me it doesn't stand out over all the others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't need any party favors or anything like that for memories. You just got the tasered event.
Seeing the bride with her white dress, which she didn't belong in the first place, with a pool of yellow stain of her own urine, Terry, after getting tased on the floor is certainly something that's going to be a lasting memory, don't you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, ironically,
yes,
going to a wedding himself this weekend, at least that's the excuse. I tend to think this person who is going to be next on the phone lines is one who didn't think I would make it back to the airwaves as quick as I did, so he rushed out to get a little vacation on. And live from Hawaii, and hopefully learning something from the story that you just told us, Terry, as he sits there on hold. Because the belief is he will be attending a wedding this weekend. Hopefully he will not be one of those guests who breaks a plate glass window and causes anyone to get tased. We go to Hot Shot Scott.
Woohoo!
From the Sandy Beaches.
Don't change me.
The Sandy Beaches of Oahu.
If I don't get tased at this wedding, I'm not doing something right. That's a really good idea.
You haven't had a good enough time if you're not sitting there with prongs stuck in your skin. Your friend that got tased, Vinnie the Pooh, he got tased in the earlobe, did you say?
Yeah, there was 2 prongs that hit him. He got hit in.
How many prongs come out of a taser gun? Like 4 or 5?
4.
I heard anything.
Depends on the particular gun?
Yeah,
probably.
He got one in the upper chest and the ear.
Oh, so he got one in the chest?
Yeah.
All right, so he didn't just get tased in the ear.
No, not just in the ear.
He got one in the ear and one dead on, smack dab in his heart.
Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
And you are very sensitive to anyone who gets tased because you had witnessed that yourself and you saw him in a pool of his own saliva and his own urine and not feeling too comfortable at the time. Is that right?
There's steps you can take before making someone crap themselves. You feel me? But
what are you doing on a vacation right now? We're all slaving over a hot stove here. What are you doing?
Well, I thought you were going to be out till December, so I thought I'd go ahead and take advantage of it. I hopped on Expedia and found some cheap tickets.
I would have done the same thing. The word was, Terry, that I would be out at least till Labor Day.
Right.
When the news got out that I had bacterial meningitis.
Yes.
But you don't know me too well.
Obviously
An amazing recoverer.
Here you are.
Come on, I had to be misdiagnosed. But anyway.
I was toasting meningitis on the way here. I was like, here's to meningitis.
Yeah. And you're having a good time? Is that something we can at least feel strongly about or what?
Safe to say that if you want to add the Maui affiliate or something, I'd be happy to live here and hold things down.
He'd like to do the show live from the Maui affiliate. We could probably easily get a Maui affiliate for you, but
I'm sure.
I don't think life is going to go that well for you. All right?
I don't know if we're going to be able to compete with the Morning Zoo crew in Maui. They are.
When they hit the snare drum, it is a laugh a minute.
It's funny every time. I didn't see it coming that time.
Bob and Bobby in the morning and on the island of Maui are unbeatable, so I don't think we want to bark up a tree that can't be taken down like that. Anyway,
I think we're better off staying on the mainland. We don't want to get any trouble.
You're having a good time because it's very important that we know you're having a good time when you should be at work and you're out in Hawaii. It's very important that we're aware that you're having a wonderful time.
A time, it couldn't be any better, let me tell you.
Okay, we hope we get a big big chunk of your leg taken out by a shark. But that's okay.
It's nice.
That'd be a hell of a meal for. I always think a shark's going to look at me and think he hit the lottery of eating people.
So what's the story? You're planning on coming back Monday? You're flying back Monday and you'll be back Tuesday? What's the deal?
Yeah.
I'm flying back late Sunday. I will. We land at 5 something Monday, so I will be in the studio, but probably 6:30 or 6:15. But I will be there. That's the kind of guy I am.
I was telling Terry that even though it was kind of a little sniveling and unsettling that you were out vacationing when we all came back to work, even though we didn't. I understand you didn't expect me to come back so quick. That it's a little bit of an irony, a little ironic that we begin this show after a sizable absence, the way it all began with just basically me and Terry. Not to slight you there, baby. I know you're here. It's not like we don't know you're here.
Vinny's there?
But it began...
Yeah, Vinny is here.
It began with me and Terry.
Yes.
And it starts up again after a near-death experience. Where they all counted me out.
Calling the wife, making arrangements.
Well, I feel like you're a little nostalgic, so if you need to extend this thing with you and Terry for another month, let me know. Preferably before I pack.
What day is your flight scheduled to return?
Monday morning.
So what time are you scheduled to land back on the mainland?
5:34 in the AM.
5:34. Well, that means you could get off the plane and be here by 6:15.
That's what I am planning on, because I'm just that kind of guy.
Even though you've been away for a week, I know you don't check bags. You wear 2 outfits the whole time.
If it doesn't fit in my backpack, I don't need it.
So straight off the plane, and you'll probably be here Monday morning then.
I am planning on that, yes, on absolutely zero sleep.
Okay.
Oh, can't wait.
All right, well, then we'll probably see you Monday.
I'm a real team player. I book vacations when you're gone, but I come back when you want me to.
Unless you tip off and pay off the pilot to be a little tardy with the takeoff time. We'll see you on Monday.
I look forward to it. Monday's going to be jumping in the water and surfing all day, no doubt.
In the meantime, have a great stay in Hawaii.
Yeah.
All right?
Sure. Aloha means goodbye.
Take care. There he goes. Checking in. You did call this morning, Terry. What time? 6 o'clock in the morning. Hawaiian time. 1-866-663-T-Man. Now it's time for the people who count. Now it's time for the callers. 1-866-663-T-Man is toll free. It doesn't cost you 1 red cent, not 1 plug nickel. 1-866-663-T-Man. Let's see how many calls I can get through. Sharday is on the line. Yes, Sharday. How are you?
I'm good.
I understand you're having boyfriend issues.
Yes, I am.
Well, you came to the right place because you don't know. I'm sure you're not aware of just how many women's boyfriend issues I've solved free of charge through the course of the past number of years.
I don't know if you can solve this one.
Oh, it's already solved. You just don't even know it yet.
Okay. Well, I just found out that my boyfriend...
Oh, I can't help you with that one. Thanks for the call, though. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sharday. Yes.
Okay. My boyfriend of 3.5 months, right? I just found out that he's a former pimp.
Oh, well, aren't we?
So he told me yesterday that he was going to take me out, and he took me to the track.
He took you to the what?
To the track.
To the track?
On international. I was like...
Was he trying to make her a hoe?
Oh, my God. He took her where? He took her where all his hoes must have worked or something. He said took her to the track.
To the strip?
He just got out of jail. So.
That is funny.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, you certainly have a knack for knowing how to pick them, and I'm sure this is nothing new for you. This is probably the capper of all the other winners you've picked out through the years.
Oh, man.
So how many years did he spend literally as a pimp? Or is he in retirement? Is he just on sabbatical?
He just got out of jail.
And he's already trying to hoe out his new girlfriend.
He's only 20 years old, and
is he testing the waters?
I found out that he was a pimp about 2 weeks ago, and he brought this girl, can I say hoe on the radio?
No, you can't say radio on the radio, but yeah, hoe you can say. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyway, he brought this hoe, right? And he was like, she's just going to make our money. So I said, okay, whatever, fine. But she ran away from him.
But at least it sounds like you're getting a big kick out of this, and you're taking it all in stride. And after the laughter dies down, you'll probably put on a more serious face and realize that there's really a lucrative avenue to be walking down in this world that he's delved into here. I don't know if you're fully aware of your market value there, Sade, and that's why this guy has probably come into this world via a little stroke of fate.
He said, yeah, I hit it big time with her. Make tons of money.
I'm sure he could size you up in a flash second, but how much do you think the going rate on your fine ass and body is there, Sade? I mean, I don't want him to shortchange you here. What do you think if you were to fall in line with all the other women, I'm sure, who were a little startled when he first told them that he'd like to pimp them out? What do you think the going rate is on Sade, should you be inclined to?
I would never do that.
Never.
I thought I was once told to never say never, Terry. Right. And yet she's saying never.
She's still hanging with him, though, isn't she?
So if that's the case.
But I love him.
Oh, my gosh. Really?
That's the number one excuse right there.
Okay, so you'll never allow him to exchange you for cash in a little transaction with a very close and personal friend of his. But you are not running away from him knowing about what's at the top of his resume.
His income, his source of income.
Well, now you know where he gets all his money from.
No, he's broke. I don't understand.
You're messing with him.
So he's not even good at it, Terry. Well, he did spend a little time on the inside, so you got to cut him some slack as far as his finances. He's got to get a little bankroll together, and that's why.
And that's why he took her down to the track.
That's why he's cozying up to you right now. He sees you as a can't-miss prospect.
Oh my God! No.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
You've only known him for a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
And already you've fallen head over heels in love with him.
We're together like every day. So.
What are the qualities that have had you fall so deeply in love with him in such a short period of time, Sade?
Okay, well, he's cute, and
yeah, most pimps are.
The sex.
The sex. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the sex.
That's like the best.
How many men, like professional? Well, it kind of is almost.
I can't even put it into words.
Okay, how many men have you had sex with? I'm trying to understand your frame of reference. Four men. Is four men, Terry, given your vast experience with numerous partners, is 4 men enough of a frame of reference to compare and contrast and really have an understanding of how good a guy is sexually? I would have to say, before you even respond, that is clearly a no. A woman can't really, really be touting a guy as so unbelievably good sexually unless she's had sex with, let me come up with just a round number, 67 men, Terry.
Wow, 67?
And that's on the light side.
You said 57.
All right, if that's a little bit much for you.
A little bit too much.
All right, I'll go as low as, all right, 9 guys.
Okay, that's
you have to have sex with 9 guys to begin to start the process of being able to decipher of how good a guy is technically with his sexual skills.
Sure.
Well, compared to the others.
Don't be sitting up here. Listen to me. I don't know who the first 3 guys you've had sex with are, whether they were paint by numbers, sexual guys, what they were all about. But don't be sitting here on the radio that I'm on talking about that this guy is so great sexually when you've only had sex with 3 guys. Now, do you want to admit that you lied about how many sexual partners you've had? Because if that's the case, then maybe we'll start to take you seriously.
No, but I don't.
Well, then don't you dare try to tell us that you've fallen in love with this guy because he's so good sexually when you are barely out of the starting gate.
Right.
How old are you, Sade?
I'm 21.
21.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from right now? What city are you in?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. And do you live alone? Do you have roommates? Do you live with your parents? What's the story?
I live with my parents.
You live with your parents at 21, and they're probably very
impressed with the new boyfriend, I'm sure.
Glowing inside with the notion that you have found the pimp of your dreams.
Yeah, what do they think of him?
I'm sure you were so quick to introduce them to him and come full out with his line of employment and just asking your parents to accept him as a person and all that spiel? Have you done that yet or no?
I haven't.
Do your parents even know that he exists on the planet? Have you even shared any information with them about him? No, I didn't think so. But you've told some close friends, and now you've told us, because we're also your close friends. Terry, can this situation continue?
Really?
Would you advise Sade to get out as quick as possible, or would you say, you know what? Don't be so judgmental. The guy is... Don't necessarily knock what anyone chooses to do for a living. He's trying to make a buck as much as anyone.
Really?
Yeah, it tends to be a tad illegal. But
a tad? Degrading?
Many people don't feel that this is a profession that should be illegal. I don't know where you stand on this, Terry, so I'm not going to be judgmental on what your impressions are on this. What would you advise Sade to do?
Get out quickly.
You always say that, though, Terry.
Well, no, I don't always say that.
It's the greatest sexual partner she's ever had. You want it for yourself, obviously.
Oh, my God.
You would tell her to cut and run.
Oh, you think when he's already prospecting her? Seriously?
Would you
No, he wanted
Yes, he was. That's why he took you down.
His trade, Terry.
You can go ahead and play it off that, he was just, just showing me whatever. But he's prospecting you, and the next thing you know, he's going to turn you out.
Even though you would never even dream, so you've stated, in doing...
I would never.
Okay, let's say you did, though, in a different life.
Okay.
But you still have the same body and personality. You're still the same person. What would be the minimum, just for argument's sake, what would be the minimum you would take that you think is reasonable for a couple of hours with the great Sade?
$500,000.
$500,000. I thought you was going to say 500. I was going to think that was a little lofty, Terry. But 500,000, that's very reasonable.
Hold on, what?
I'll cut a check right now.
I'll go to Hollywood and do it.
$500,000 for a couple of hours with you?
Yeah. She already knows. He already knows that there is a price for her. And like she said, she'll go to Hollywood and
Sade, some callers are calling in with some... Our listeners are one tight-knit community. I don't know if you're aware of this. You probably are in the time you've listened. And they're now a tad concerned for you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't... I'm looking at the call board, and I can tell you pretty safe to say they're more concerned than they are rah-rahing you on here.
Right.
So let's put them on, and let's see what some listeners have as far as advice for you. Let's start with Kim.
Okay.
Kim, you're on the air with Sade, and you wanted to have a word with her. Now's your time.
Yeah, you know what? I've met a couple pimps in my lifetime, and I'm 29. And you know what? The thing is that they act like they love you and all. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to turn you out. That's all he's trying to do.
But he's an ex-pimp.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got an eye for talent.
He does.
You're too young. And you know what? You need to, and especially he's broke. What is he taking you like McDonald's and then walking you right there?
Hey, any guy who's fresh out of jail is probably going to be on the light side as far as his paper status is concerned. So give the guy a couple of months to get a little wad together.
Let her get out on the street, and she'll be well worth it.
Don't read into his financial status at the present moment.
No, but the thing is that, look, you don't know if he's going to end up going back to jail for the same thing. And you know what? He is probably telling you everything to get you to walk the strip. And he said he's going to do everything in his power to do everything for you.
And are you forecasting that even though Sade sounds full board, that you would never, ever dream of living a lifestyle where she becomes a woman who's tricked out? Do you think over time this guy would be able to wear her down if she chooses to stay with him?
Yeah, probably. Probably, most likely, because that's how it happens.
I agree with her. Because already she's like, I'm so in love with him, but I just found out he's a pimp. But she'll overlook.
And then 3 months from now, she's like, why don't I take a little cash for this?
Right. Okay, because he's got a good mouthpiece on him, obviously. At least for her.
Well, she mentioned his dick piece. She mentioned his cuteness there. She never mentioned a mouthpiece. So I don't know about his mouthpiece status, but you're assuming he does.
Right.
You know, the thing is that she needs to, pay attention to what she wants and what she needs. And does she actually see herself with this guy in a year's time,
10 years. White picket fence, family, kids.
And
in-laws, the works.
The thing is...
Tased at the wedding.
Well, you know what the thing is that when he goes and gets girls, do you know that he sleeps with them to try them out to see if they're worth it? To even have
He wouldn't do that. He's got a serious girlfriend. He's got Sade. How dare you accuse him of being a cheating type?
He loves her.
James, you're on the air with Sade. What are your thoughts? James, hello. James, how are you, James?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You wanted to say something to Sade. She's on the line. Say hi.
I just wanted to tell her that she's being stupid. She needs to leave his ass.
She doesn't sound stupid. She sounds like she just kind of got in a situation where the guy who didn't come forward with his full job status and line of work immediately, and she, over 3 months, like a 20-year-old can do, developed a crush and kind of fell for this guy, and now it's easy to sit back and say, oh, just get out. She likes this guy.
She loves him.
Were you shocked, even though he didn't tell you what he did? Were you shocked when you found?
I was very shocked because I didn't think he was like that at all.
What did you think he was like?
I thought he was just a funny, cool guy.
You thought he was just a funny, cool, run-of-the-mill, regular 9-to-5er kind of guy?
Yeah. How did you meet him again? Where did she say she met him?
He was like that.
Worked at a factory?
Right.
I did.
Pale lunch? What do you think? You thought he was just...
I thought he hustled, so I thought he might have, hustled in a different way.
You thought he was like a drug dealer? What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you mean hustle?
Oh, so that's better.
That wouldn't have shocked her. The pimp thing.
I thought he was a drug dealer.
So, hey, let me hang with the drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. But this team has too much to handle.
Right. He's a pimp.
James.
Yeah.
What do you need to say?
I'm just saying that obviously she did not know what he was like beforehand, but now she knows the true him. She knows that he used to be a pimp. She knows that he just got out of prison. So she knows the kind of guy that he really is now. So why is she still with this guy?
Sade, do you have a response?
That's because I already have feelings now, and we already done.
God.
She's in too deep with the pimp.
Really?
Nico says there's nothing wrong with being with this guy. He's a regular guy of the streets.
If I would have found out before, it would have been...
How long again have they been together?
Nico, you're on the air. 3 months.
Hey, what's up? All I gotta say is, man, she's young. As long as she don't try to get caught up in his lifestyle, let her have her fun. And make sure you keep him at an arm's length.
Don't you believe that she can't help but get caught up in his lifestyle if they really get serious to any extent?
I mean,
right.
Not really. You don't have to.
She's 21 and come on.
She'll be booked 8 appointments deep by this time next month.
That is so true. She's very naive.
8 appointments deep per day. Actually, she'll be 8 appointments in by lunch.
And I mean, it's easy for us older folks to try to tell you how to live your life, but you got to live it the way you want.
I'm also kind of scared for her
let me go to Miles real quick. Yes, Terry's scared for her to some extent. She thinks she's going to get hit with stray bullets or something at some point. All right, Miles, you're on the air.
What's up, T-Man?
Or caught in some sting. What do you picture? What are you visualizing?
Well, I visualize abusive. It becomes abusive and beating. Drugs become involved. Things like that.
Why can't he be a pimp that's fully against domestic type violence?
Right.
Terry? Why can't that be the case? Miles, you're on the air.
Yeah, man, this girl's naive. She's a sitting duck for these pimps.
Exactly.
A sitting duck. What's the end of the story here? If she continues to go on, is she going to get, like Terry says?
She's probably going to turn into some crack whore on the corner.
Did I not say that?
She doesn't sound like the crack hoe type to me.
Guess what? I'm sure most hoes who are crack hoes on the corner didn't sound like that from the get-go.
What's the worst drug you've ever done?
I was gonna say,
Sade. What's the most serious drug you've ever tried?
What's the what?
I'm asking Sade. What's the most hardcore drugs you've ever done?
Weed.
Weed. Okay, so she's not.
That doesn't. All right. Well,
she's already 20, Terry. If she was a crack hoe, she would have been a crack hoe by now.
I mean,
she is not running across the right people.
That's what's going to fall into. She's going to start doing some drugs and all that.
I think you're selling Sade short.
Not.
I don't think this guy is that powerful that even if she maintains some semblance of a relationship with him, that she's destined to be a crack hoe in 2 years. Please.
He's taking her down to the
track.
track.
Give her more credit than that.
Can't. Oh, I thought he was a drug dealer, and that was okay, but God, he's a
Sharday, I'd like to book the 2 p.m. If that's still open for next Friday.
Right. We'll start with the massage.
You keep us posted, and you let us know what you decide, Sharday. The decision is yours.
The T-Man Show.
Never gets old. That hurt. And the only thing worse than it happening in this kind of situation, Terry, is it happening at your own wedding.
Yeah.
Which is the story you just shared with us, which happened where? What city in this country?
It happened in Lakeside, Michigan.
Lakeside, Michigan. Not only was the groom tased by the police, but the bride in her wedding dress on the happiest day of her life.
Supposed to be.
With her Prince Charming at her side, fresh after saying, I do. She had to hear him say, Yeah, I don't think that's part of the scenario your mommy paints for you when she tucks you into bed as a 3-year-old and tells you about the day your Prince Charming will come in on the white horse, in the shining armor, and wish you away for the rest of your life. I don't think she tells you about the part where he gets tased at his wedding, but the only thing worse than that is you get tased at your wedding, too.
Because that's your man. And you're going to help him out.
So was that the right thing to do, knowing that she was probably facing the wrong end of the taser herself?
Well,
if she was a good wife, I don't know what the right protocol. What's the protocol when your husband is being tased at your wedding on your wedding day by the police?
Well, I think it's kind of instinct, especially if you've had a few to drink, that you just kind of don't really know what you're doing. You just want to protect the situation.
Hey, we haven't been married but a minute. I ain't stepping in for him. Isn't that more the normal way of going about it if you're the bride?
No. I've jumped into a scuffle.
You could literally say, we haven't been married but a minute.
Right, I know that.
I think you have an escape hatch to explain why you didn't step in to defend your husband. I mean, what kind of defending does a woman really do for her husband anyway in those situations? They usually escalate situations at bars and altercations, and in this case, an altercation with the police at their own wedding, Terry.
I know.
Which got her own ass tased.
She did.
Story.
I know. Nutty.
The only more interesting story than that is Sharday about to be pimped out by her own boyfriend.
I know. Oh, my God.
Steven, you're on the air. Real quick, what do you got?
I think she should do it.
You think she should stay with that man? She's got to realize when she's hooked onto a good thing and don't screw it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, she's going to give it up for free anyways. Why not get some cash doing it?
Are you in the school of thought that women are, in some sense, unless they're going Dutch on every date that they accept and they're paying for half the movie ticket, and that in some sense, a lot of guys feel this way, Terry, let's be honest. Most people don't like to talk about it, but a lot of guys, it's tough for women especially to have to hear, but a lot of guys believe that women hoe themselves out on a regular basis, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. So I think it's important for you women to know the way guys are thinking. Is that what you tend to think on a regular basis? Is that where you're going with this, Steve?
No. I mean, if I take a girl out and I pay for everything, that's me being a nice guy. I don't expect her to put nothing in.
So you're not in the camp that any woman who doesn't go half on dates is in some sense, in some semblance, a prostitute on some menial small level?
I mean, I know some girls are like that. But, I mean, I'll decide if I want to spend money on them or not.
But when you pay for the whole check at Arby's, you don't feel like you have just kind of paid for what you hope will turn into sex that night?
I mean, kind of, but I'm not expecting it. If it's going to happen, I probably don't have to spend no money on her.
All right. But he doesn't fall into that camp. There are some guys out there that once they pay, feel like in some way a transaction has transpired in a prostitute to John like semblance, Terry.
Right, and when
I
we
don't
talked
think
about
that's
that.
accurate, but there are guys that feel that way. Just so you know. I thought Steven may have been one of those guys, but you think she should stay with this guy? Anybody rushing her out of this situation is overdoing it, overhyping what doesn't need to be it's not that concerning to you.
Make that money. Make that money.
Make that money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Terry.
Come on, Terry.
Come on, Terry.
Sure. Right.
You can go to Vegas and make that money. It's legal there, no problem. No problems in Vegas.
She becomes a cocktail waitress in Vegas. Isn't that in the family of prostitution?
Cocktail waitresses?
Come on.
Come on, Terry.
All it is guys ogling them and thinking about sex, Terry, and trying to turn the free drink into a little sexual transaction.
But it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't.
All right, so
it's not. I mean, they get taxes taken out. It's not some. Yeah.
So if we took taxes out, then you'd be okay with this girl staying with this guy?
It's a legitimate job. A cocktail waitress is a legitimate job.
We'll get her a W-2, and then you're cool with her staying with this pimp. Okay, good. All right, let's see what I have waiting for me in the final hour. I'm noticing Emily, Terry, in Palo Alto. She's getting frustrated that the guys that she's meeting online...
All right.
Excuse me.
You okay?
Just seem to want to have sex with her and nothing else.
Oh. Okay.
What a strange occurrence. Thought these guys would be more into the prospect of being in a book club with her than getting some ass, Terry. I can't understand what's going on here.
Jeez.
Is Emily sounding a little bit naive here?
Think so, yeah.
Do we need to go to her next?
Yeah, she needs help.
Emily, can you hear us? Emily, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good morning, Emily.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, my love?
I am doing good, actually. I don't know why you said I'm naive.
Well, I mean, it says here that your frustration level is starting to get to a boiling point because the guys you're meeting online just seem to be interested in having sex with you and not much else. And I'm sorry that makes me feel as though that you're being a tad naive. Maybe I'm the only one with that kind of summation as far as from what you're telling us, but if I am, well, that's, I guess, just me. What would you like to add that could eliminate the prospect of people feeling that you're being naive here?
No, okay, that's not what I actually meant. What I'm saying is that they want to have physical relationship too quick. Like if I only meet the guy within the first week or the first even 3-4 days, he's getting too physical. And I'm kind of putting my brakes and saying, no, too soon. And then he's gone. He's disappeared.
Emily, let's be honest. You love pushing guys away. You love guys throwing themselves at you. You love the flattering feeling of guys being after you and everything that you bring immediately in that physical way. Some part of you, if not a huge part of you, and I probably feel you have some huge parts, gets a little bit turned on by the prospect of always pushing guys away when they want the ass. Is that true or false?
What am I supposed to do? To just like open my arms and say, yeah, more than welcome. Hey, 3 days, I know you're well enough. So
you're meeting these guys online, and then you're getting together within days of meeting them online. What are your expectations when you're sitting with them face to face after just meeting them a few days earlier online? What kind of behaviors are you anticipating that you're not getting, Emily? Be honest.
Well, what different would it be if I meet them somewhere else in person?
Not that much different if you're getting together with them one-on-one after meeting them, let's say, in the club or even at the bank, and you are willing to then get together a couple of days later at some little private little spot for a one-on-one get-together. Yeah, you'd probably get similar results, but obviously, if you're meeting them online, the expectations should be pretty clear. So where are you confused?
Because, what about eHarmony on all these websites. So people end up getting married.
Okay, so eHarmony. You're thinking if I go to eHarmony, I have a level of expectation that shouldn't be the mainstream anticipation when I go to just your adult friend finder or your typical more raunchy online websites, which I'm sorry to say is the more typical type of website.
That is true.
When she's going to a more, how you say, upstanding.
Well, one that poses the reputation of being more
the dating
and more
relationship oriented type website, and yet she's finding very handsy guys on a place where she thought she would be more safe from being confronted with that at eHarmony. But now you're getting a splash in the face of some cold water reality of what the reality is on even places like eHarmony. Guys are looking for the Emily ass.
Well, what do you suggest?
Maybe you need to have a little bit more of a buffer period between the time you meet them on eHarmony and your willingness to get together with them face to face. Maybe the guys you're meeting, when they realize that you're so quick and ready to meet with them after days of not even knowing that they existed, they start to build up certain expectations because of your readily available status of getting together. Maybe if she made them wait upwards of a month, they wouldn't be so filled with anticipation of being able to hook up on that level, Terry. Is that fair? Or if she waited longer, if she made them sweat it out a bit, if she made them talk to her more through the eHarmony website or private little chatting areas or just through email or phone conversations, would their anticipation die down a bit as far as thinking that she's so quick and easy to be hooked up with?
Probably. I would say yes.
But that brings about a certain level of game playing. She wants to meet these guys. I'm not into game playing.
Right, so I understand that, but regardless, you're going to play some sort of game. To what level you want it is entirely up to you. But that's truly what it all boils down to.
If you're looking to get into any kind of relationship on any level, you got to be ready for game playing.
You have to some degree. I mean, and really, if you want to make it, to a huge degree, sure, you can do that. But
give me an example of how physical these guys are getting. Give me an example of the maybe if it's not the last date you went out on. Give me, like, over the past few dates you went out on, what did a guy do to you that totally turns you off?
Well, the way they talk, yes, of course, they get close, we kiss and stuff, that's fine, but
you're kissing him?
On the third date?
The way they talk over the phone, like all they I don't know.
But then again, if you're already getting kind of a conversation over the phone,
she's got her tongue out there like a whippersnapper, Terry. She's getting all worried and concerned about why they want to take it to the next level, Terry.
But the thing is, again, if you're speaking to them on the phone and they're already leading into some kind of, risque talk with you, then why would you even agree to meet with them? Why wouldn't you cut them off right there?
I did. I did.
And say, you know what, this is not my thing. We're not meant for each other. Talk to you later.
Do you even know who you are, Emily?
That's exactly. Hello?
Yes.
That's exactly what I did. I told him, and when I told the person that I am not interested in a conversation like that.
Oh, they're not going to believe you when you're out on this date a few days after meeting a guy on eHarmony. You're throwing your tongue out there like you're the greatest jouster at the Olympics.
Oh, my God.
I doubt it's like that. She doesn't sound like that. She actually sounds like she's
Why does she think she can make the rules so completely?
Oh, my God. I don't believe you said that.
But at least she's making the rules, and it sounds like she's putting them out there.
I'm not saying that she's got to allow herself to be raped if she's saying no, but she's got to allow some leeway, and that she can't be so offended if she's throwing her tongue out there like that.
Who
after
said
not
anything
going
about
for a week.
A tongue? A kiss is maybe
she's
just
not
on
close mouth kissing these guys. The tongue is in play here. If she's putting the tongue in play, then she can't be so overly offended and blown away by a guy who starts taking it to the next level.
Here's the thing, too, with guys. They do have a tendency to take the sign of whether it's a nice little intimate kiss one time, that, that does mean green means go. But it doesn't.
You throw your tongue in the ring. If I start grabbing at your VJ, you better not get offended. Fine, you say no, that's one thing, but don't tell me that I was so over the line, that I went so overboard with you, and that you don't even want to see me again because I started grabbing at your VJ when you started throwing the tongue in.
When you're grabbing at the VJ, that is a little aggressive. How about you not grab? How about
That's the next logical step after she throws her tongue in the mix here, Terry.
It's not. It may be to you men it is, but still.
Emily.
You take your time. I'm with you, Emily.
If you could, and that's what this site is all about, if you could illustrate, if you could draw up on the blueprint the perfect guy on how he'd behave on the date that you go out with him on, what would he be doing? What would make you happy?
Well, you know what, Tiffany? In the perfect world, which we're not, I accept somebody that when I meet a person who's in his 40s, that he will not behave that way. He will have more.
She's meeting these divorce-frustrated, midlife crisis guys in their 40s who drove all up and they're barely able to pay for Acura NSX that he still is thinking is cool from the late 90s, Terry. And she's wondering why he's getting all handsy with her. What the hell is this woman expecting? Again, what do you want him to do? If the guy is behaving exactly the way you wish you could have him behave, how would he be going about the date? Please tell me.
Myself, I would like probably to see them and have dinner maybe and get to know one another, and maybe we'd like to introduce, if we got each other very well, we like each other, we can introduce ourselves to our other family.
You do kind of get sucked in with all the commercials that you see about it all being so sweet and just like
I don't know why, but I still feel like there's some element of she enjoys when a guy misbehaves and she loves scolding him and telling him how over the line he got with her.
And you're into a dominatrix now.
I don't think she's a dominatrix. I think she gets turned. She says she gets turned off. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on some little element of her being turned on by being the one who has to tell the guy, oh no, you're too quick, and I know you can't help yourself with the greatness that is me, but you're gonna have to slow it down. Slow your roll, eHarmony boy.
I'm going to Match.com.
If a guy showed no interest in getting all physical with you, you would be insulted and on some level offended, right or wrong? Right or wrong, Emily?
I didn't hear you. What was that?
Oh, my God.
If you went on a date with an eHarmony boy and he showed no true interest of being physical or getting his hands on you, you'd probably think he was a homosexual, right or wrong?
Well, I mean, if that to an extended amount of time, yes. But not immediately. No, I won't.
Listen, this should just go to prove that even places like eHarmony, you have to have a certain level of expectation that guys are looking for the ass. All right? You're safe. You're safe nowhere, especially on the internet.
So
I would think it's worse on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Well, she thought she knows that the internet could be a weird place,
and that's
but
why
she thought
went
she was
to
safe.
A certain type of dating site that is, it's not like it's Craigslist where you already know what you're going to get.
Okay. So how do you want to finalize this, Emily? I'll give you the final word here. What would you like to tell all the men that may be sitting down across a dinner table with you in the near-term future? How should they behave? What would you like to say to them?
Well, why do they lie? Why do they say that they want...
Why do they lie?
A serious relationship. Why do they
lie? That's like asking men, why do you breathe?
Come on now.
Why do they lie?
All men lie.
You're dating 40-year-old men who are insecure about their lives. Why do they lie?
And actually, it sounds like you are you a professional woman? You have your own money. You have your own success to a certain degree, and that's intimidating.
Being such a freaking prude if you're expecting to get anywhere.
Stop. Well, and that is true. You make a good point, because there are some men out there who get tired of, just got done getting divorced from some woman who was a money hungry, whatever, and so on and so forth.
Jake wants a word with Emily. Let me have Jake have his moment here with Emily. What do you want to say to Emily, Jake? Emily and Jake, doesn't it sound like a perfect couple, Terry?
We've just made a match. Get married.
Screw you, eHarmony. Go ahead. He's gonna flip her over and hold her head down, Terry.
Stop.
I think she just needs dinner and a movie.
There you go.
Dinner and a movie.
That's all she needs.
Not with me, that's for sure.
Well, maybe.
With you, Jake? Are you offering?
Nah.
But she needs dinner and a movie. Okay.
And really, that is what she wants. She even said that.
You're not inspiring the male side of our audience. I'll tell you that right now, Emily.
Hey, she needs dinner, a movie, and then sex. That's what she needs.
No, she just needs
She doesn't want the sex part. Not in the early goings of getting to know someone on a face-to-face basis. She wants guys to slow down.
All right, well, I got to get back to work, brother.
Yeah, I understand. No interest.
Dinner, movie, sex, gotta go.
Emily, no one seems interested. Are you thinking maybe you need to change your format here, or what?
Are you talking to me now?
I'm talking to you, yes.
I feel bad for her.
If that's what you think it's me, then of course. If you think it's me,
no, it's not, Emily. It's not all you.
Well, I got Teresa on the line. She wants to let you know that anywhere you go on the internet, even if it's eHarmony, you better expect that it's all about sex hookups and wake up and smell the new millennium.
It's really disappointing to know that,
Sure.
but however,
Teresa, is that
your point of view?
Is that the way it is, or what?
It's come on, man. It's the way it is. You know, you got look. If you want to go to dinner or movie, take yourself, go out with your girlfriends, have your own life. This is what guys want. The purpose of dating, the end game, is like sex.
Yeah, who are you trying to impress? You want to step one right up the anal crevice?
So, whoa. Anyway, so really, what Teresa's pointing out, there's never going to be a relationship in your life.
No, that's a very pessimistic way of looking at this.
But that's what we're all pointing her to.
What's so wrong with a guy wanting to express his love towards Emily, especially
after 3 days?
Too, though. I mean, you know, there's chicks like me out there that make it real easy for guys. Look, let's hook up, let's have sex, there's no strings attached, you know, so you come across a girl who has obstacles like you got to buy her dinner in a movie. I mean,
yeah, you're giving all women a bad name, Emily.
You know, okay? The point is sex.
Cut your charade out. We're all on it, Emily. You ain't fooling anyone.
She just wants to find a good, decent guy that, she would like to share her body with.
Okay. Get offline and do it the normal way.
I kind of agree with too.
I agree with that.
If she wants what she wants, she's got to get offline and not anticipate that eHarmony is
absolutely
right. Because you have all these expectations when you're online of what you're looking for and what your type is and
all right,
where
so she needs to go to the Elks Club dance. Okay.
Well, if
the Elks Club
co-workers, friends, they always say that.
Emily, is any of this red your string? Do you think this is fair? Is this a bit of advice that you take seriously or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, if you are who you say you are, and I'm not convinced that you're as... I don't know. How would you describe her, Terry? So hopelessly looking for romance and not needing it more than the next girl, Terry?
There's kind of like a desperate tinge to her, to me. I don't know why.
Being desperate?
A little bit.
Emily?
Yes?
Has this conversation with us helped you at all? Has it shown you a bit of light that maybe wasn't shed on the situation, or you really got nowhere with us?
No, of course I do. I want to make a change. I want to make it different. I'll change. If it's them, then, I'm glad I got rid of them,
Well, you do have to make certain, don't change yourself so much to the point where it's going to be a detriment to what you're looking for.
But you're still going to be appalled by any guy who gets physical and wants some ass on the first little get-together with you. You still think that's a peculiar way of going about looking for the romance that you're looking for, and you still think those guys are not going about it the correct way. Is that right?
Yes, in a way.
Okay. Well, I don't know what she thinks is out there, Terry.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I believe that whatever happened with my experience, I have learned a lot. I really did. And
She's what a lot? She's learned a lot?
Yeah.
She's learned a lot, yes. And that's good.
But my thing is, why is it so important to meet somebody right now? Like, what's the importance?
Because her freaking clock is on full click alert.
Okay.
Can't you tell?
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe it's been a while for a relationship, sure.
The ironic thing here is that Emily's every bit as desperate
see, I told
as the
you.
40-year-old divorced guys who she's meeting up with that want to have her hands around her throat and choke her on the first night, Terry.
Oh, no, it wasn't like that.
Okay, you want to lie about it? That's fine, Emily.
It wasn't the first night.
I do have guys calling up saying they're exactly what you're looking for, but I don't trust them. I don't trust them as far as I can bowl them. All right, but let's take one call like that.
Bowler.
Let me talk to Brown, who's on the line. Let's find out what Brown can do for you. Yes, Brown.
I'll take her.
You'll take her?
I'll take her like she's just
You'll
a
take her
number.
how, Brown?
I'll take her out. We'll go to a movie and dinner.
Sounds exciting.
You don't sound any different than I expected, Brown. Dinner, a movie, and what? Be honest.
That's it.
A dinner and movie and then right in your swing at home, or what?
No, that's all.
Okay.
Couldn't go no further than that anyway.
Are you married?
Almost sounds like you're trying to
Yes, ma'am.
disguise his voice.
He's married.
I'll
That's
take her.
why.
You're married?
Yeah. That's why.
Are you really married?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks for admitting that. I don't think you're really what Emily is looking for, but thanks for playing. Emily,
At least he offered to take her to
Emily,
a dinner and a movie.
what if you found everything that you're looking for in a guy? Romance, treating you right, with respect, keeps his hands to himself in large part, but is married. Is that something you're open to or no?
Oh, my God. Of course not.
I don't think you're the guy there, bro. Emily,
But
good luck on this quest.
you'll be fine.
That you claim
It'll
you're on.
happen. Just don't look so hard, and it'll happen.
Not in this world that we're living in, Terry. Good luck on this search for the Bermuda Triangle. Good luck on this search for the Loch Ness Monster. Because that's basically where she's at,
Oh,
Terry.
she is not. She's fine.
Emily?
I am one to believe that she needs to be a little bit more flexible, sure.
I think some listeners might size this call up by saying how I'm going to leave it with you. It's good to know you're out there.
Yes.
All right? You endangered species, you.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Okay, I gotta go.
Me too.
She's gotta go.
Screw you.
It's like done with us. I gotta go.
But she doesn't realize she's an endangered species, Terry. She doesn't realize she's a fossil with these thoughts, with these kind of old-fashioned little
I don't
ways
think
of
she
her.
is, though. I don't think she is.
You don't think she's
No.
sounding old-fashioned?
No.
You don't think she's sounding naive
No.
by being shocked and appalled that guys are looking to get hold of her on the first night that she meets up with them?
I think
she meets up with guys after hooking up with them on the internet days after she finds out they exist. And she gets shocked and appalled when they start throwing her hands on her?
Listen.
Are you serious? I have to go back to the way I started this call with her. Is that really her realistic reaction to this? Isn't that the most naive stance to be taken here or what?
Listen.
I listen to everything you say.
No, you don't, because I start and then you start up again.
I'm sorry. You mean I tend to interrupt you?
Yes, just a few times.
I'm glad you made me aware of that.
I know. Now, after all these years.
That I've recovered.
But the thing is I think that her old-fashioned way of thinking is a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
See, you're not.
Don't chase me, bro.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
However, yes, maybe not the internet way of doing it because she has certain expectations that are, yes, naive. However, she's not a fossil. There are those guys who believe it or not, have the same mindset as her, or maybe have gotten to that mindset as they've gotten older. Whatever the case may be.
Is that right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
I know you weren't, but I've said my piece.
Oh, yeah.
Would you stop it?
I love your piece.
Stop.
And I say, in response to whatever the hell you say, that she's no different than the fossils I saw at my 4th grade field trip, Terry.
Whatever.
The big structure of that dinosaur they were showing us. I think underneath the little placard underneath that fossil said, lick a lot of puss. I don't get it. Anyway.
But still, she'll be fine, but she just does need to come out of her.
Wasn't it nice how I surmised the whole call by saying it's nice to know she's out there, Terry?
Yes. But you also called her a fossil.
Like the praying mantis, who's such an endangered species that if you kill one, it's a $75 fine.
Really?
Are you serious?
If you kill the Emilys of the world.
Well, it's more than a $75.
Hold on, if you kill a bug, you get...
It's not a
just
bug.
a bug.
Praying mantis.
It's a bug, ain't it?
It's more or less a bug, yes.
All
But
right.
it's such an exotic
bug.
and
$75?
unique because there's no
God.
There's no more creation of that particular bug.
They're dying.
So it's only $75?
I think that's what it was back when I almost killed when I was about to put my foot to one and somebody told me that.
You learn something new every day.
Wow. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you were nice for a moment, and then you called her a fossil and all that stuff.
Well, I can't help but speak the truth, Terry.
But she's not.
She didn't come off a little bit old-fashioned and naive sounding,
But what's
please.
wrong with that? What's wrong with being a little bit old-fashioned? Maybe that's what we need to get back to a little bit.
There's something wrong with not being up to speed with the times. Okay?
She is up to speed. She's on the internet. She's got that down.
She's freaking stupid. End of story.
The T-Man Show.
That's just
crazy.
That is.
That's what I was telling him.
Seriously, really?
It'll be a good day if Vinnie the Pooh finally gets a stimulus check.
Yeah, it would be.
One of two things happens here.
That is ridiculous.
Either he ain't getting one.
He's not getting one, sorry.
Come on, you guys.
You haven't gotten your stimulus check yet. They're already talking about a second round of stimulus checks. The first rounder is done.
On the letter, it said if you don't...
You threw it out by accident.
No.
That's the other scenario that I'm thinking may have happened here.
I'm not accepting it.
Well, you may not be accepting it. Maybe that's what you don't realize you were
Just like
saying
you-
when you tossed it in the garbage, thinking it was like some junk mail or something.
Today is 6
You saw some
weeks.
eagle on a envelope, and you're like, I don't need this crap. You tossed it right in the garbage.
Absolutely.
And they ain't cutting you another one.
Absolutely
If you
not.
tossed it, they ain't cutting you another one.
I didn't toss it. It's
You
coming.
got a letter saying yours was coming. I remember now. You said that. But
how long ago?
Like they
6
said
weeks ago today.
They said it would be there in a couple of weeks. It's been 6 weeks.
It said if you haven't received your check within 6 weeks. Within 6 weeks. Today is 6 weeks exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But within.
Today, right now.
They wouldn't
Let's
make you
all
wait the full
wager.
6 weeks.
Oh, of course
Not
they
the
would.
US
They wouldn't.
government. Come on.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get one. You threw it away.
Yeah, you did. Get
Someone in your house
something.
threw it away. Blame it on someone else. Who else lives
Your
with
brother took it.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It ain't happening. It'll never come.
Just because you said that, you'll be the first person I call.
I should have been the first person anyway.
No, you were in my top 3. It'd be you, Pasty, and Hotshot.
Well, it'll be extra special weekend if it does come or whenever
Yeah.
it ain't coming. But anyway.
It's coming.
You have, don't you love these 2-day work weeks, Terry?
I do.
Yeah, I should get meningitis more often.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.
And I will see you on Monday, Terry.
Of course you will.
And we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, you
the
will.
Same financial status. We see you right now.
The T-Man Show.
Wow. But more important, did you get your stimulus check?
Did you?
No, I called the IRS. No, I called.
I know
No,
he's
called the IRS.
And you know what they said?
1-800
Demanding it?
No,
Yeah.
they said they're issuing checks throughout the rest of the year.
Whatever.
year? The rest of the year.
They're just
They're on
taunting
the
you at this
second
point.
round for like T-Man said. You haven't even gotten the first round. You won't be getting any.
Well, I don't know if they're going to be given a second round, but they're talking about it because everyone. Never mind. Everyone's gotten and spent theirs long ago.
Jeez, no
It's
kidding.
forgotten rear view mirror history kind of thing.
Thanks for
Done now.
popping my bubble there, buddy. There's still hope in my tank.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, isn't that an interesting little slogan to go with on the night of the beginning of the Democratic National Convention?
Yes.
There's
in Colorado.
There's still some hope left in my tank. I think it's Obama's slogan.
Really?
Yes. Fresh off the Olympics and right into the
Yeah, I know.
into the political conventions. Are you interested in watching 5 minutes of that or no?
No, I mean, see what's up.
Step to the TV and see what Michelle has to say tonight or what?
Now I got the channels,
Yes, he does.
See what they're talking about.
All right. Yeah, breaking those channels.
Yep.
With the most boring programming in the history of TV. There you go.
Why not?
No better way. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Monday morning. The belief is that Hopscotch Skizzle is going to be making his way into the studio at some point this morning, right?
Yes.
Went to a wedding in Hawaii yesterday of a person who he originally met. I mean, he's become a good friend of his, no doubt, but he originally met. And this could be you, ladies and gentlemen out there. He met him as co-host to listener kind of communication.
Yep.
So the point is, if you bother Hotshot Scott enough, you could be his next best friend.
You could.
That's right.
Lucky.
He could be going to your wedding in the future. And there is even like a little point of time that you and him were like partners in crime, right?
Me and this listener in question. Yeah.
Yes, Fancy Pants Lance.
He was my ace for about a month and a half.
Must be one cool-ass listener.
I mean, he's cool.
And you were there.
He's fancy.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You were there with him, wingman for each other, the night he met the girl that he's marrying this past weekend.
I was there, yes.
If in fact he did pull it off. And not pussy out and get...
It just
maybe it would be the opposite. Yeah, what?
Like, it just all ended one night. Like, hey, I'm gonna go home with this one. I'll talk to you later. And
so you were hanging out. You found a guy who could make a fool equally of himself as you can of yourself, and you guys hung out together. What a great idea.
No, it was awesome. He did everything
awesome.
I did.
Because I remember when Fancy Pants Lance, who, amongst other listeners, was on the party plane to Vegas like 3 years back.
Yes, I recall.
He can get pretty silly in the clubs, and that's putting it mildly, Terry, as well.
Now, he's also the one who got, like, all his veneers knocked out, right?
He got his teeth, his paid-for,
$15,000
falsified, beautiful, fake teeth knocked out because he was being a little over the top.
Right.
You'd think every night would be a veneers knocked out of the mouth night for Fancy Pants and Vinnie the Pooh, who doesn't have veneers. But, that's the kind of party-going, club-going guy he is.
Correct.
He annoys people enough in the clubs when he gets drunk that they knock his fake teeth out. That he paid about $20,000 for.
Yeah, I remember.
He paid his last buck for fake, beautiful, straight teeth.
Yep.
And there they go one night when he gets belligerent. So Vinnie the Pooh and him were perfect mates for the club for one another. But then, Vinnie the Pooh was there the night that Fancy Pants Lance met what turned out to be now his wife in a club.
I know. Crazy.
And he just like... It was game over right there as far as you and him hanging out?
I hit him the next weekend. Hey, man, where's it at? Oh, man, I think I'm thinking about, not going out tonight.
He shut it down right before your very eyes.
Are you serious?
You were there. So the night he met her, did he, like, hook up in...
Oh, I don't know. He left early.
Fashion?
Which is, like, rare for him.
Early with her?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like 12:45. We're normally stay until we'd, like, get kicked out.
So he turned, basically, it's safe to say he turned a one-nighter into a wife.
What?
I mean, come on, Terry. He's saying we have the evidence right here. We have the proof. We have the testimony of Vinnie the Pooh.
So
met her in a club.
He met her in a club, right? But do you know?
He just said he took her home that night. What do you think they did?
Well,
Play Parcheesi?
Maybe so.
Talked.
Talked all night. Really got to know each other.
I really want to see your albums. Come on.
What?
He hooked up with her.
Well, there you go.
Flash forward how many years? 1, 2? How many years ago was this that he met her in the club?
I mean, when did we go to Vegas? Like 3 years ago?
We've been to Vegas 3 times.
Yeah, which one?
Which one was it? Anyway, how long ago was it that you hung out with him in the club?
It was
met her.
It was the first one after the first trip.
The first trip?
Yeah.
Was he on the first trip or the second trip?
Second.
I want to say.
You don't know, Terry. I'm going to say first.
Yeah.
I think he was on the first one. This was going back 4 years ago.
After the first one.
So he met her about 2-3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. That's when I met him. I'm like, you're pretty cool.
So you met him. You kind of decided you guys would be buds when you spent time on the party plane to Vegas trip, and then after that, you guys started hanging out regularly for like a month and a half, 2 months. Mm-hmm. 2 months after you guys start hanging out, you're like hanging out with him because he gets stupid like you in the clubs.
Crazy, that's right.
Gets crazy like you. You guys walk sideways.
Makes an ass out of himself.
Mm-hmm. Has no shame whatsoever.
None.
Goes straight up to girls and says what needs to be said, and is willing to get smacked right there in the middle of Control Central of the club in question. And one night he meets this girl and shuts it down as far as your friendship.
I was lost.
Just sold out. Sold you out, man.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Wow.
No other way to put it.
No,
These guys were like becoming fast friends. They had already become fast friends.
Right.
And then Vinnie the Pooh got sold out.
Well,
left standing.
He just found the right woman. Can't help it. Can't be a little kid forever. That kind of thing.
Sorry, what was that term again? The right woman?
He found the right woman, apparently.
I guess.
Is there such a thing, Terry?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, I forgot. That's right.
Yeah, you found the right woman.
That's right.
You did.
Indeed, I did.
You left all your buddies hanging, standing.
I didn't have any buddies.
Hot shot.
Here's another guy who has no buddies. Bikini Dave.
Oh.
When am I going to find that right woman?
Wow.
When do I get that
I guess
right
you got to hang out with Vinnie the Pooh.
I guess you do.
He throws you right in their lap.
He's the right woman magnet.
Mm-hmm.
Except for himself.
Vinnie the Pooh is not the cock-blocking Fred.
No.
He leads you to the right woman and then is willing to be just left on the street corner, abandoned, like a lost puppy, and hasn't heard from Fancy Pants Land since, basically.
Nope. Not at all.
But hey, made up for it at the old bachelor party for him.
He sold you out.
It was kind of...
Did you ever have like a moment where you just were like, dude, we were like partners in crime. We were buds, and all of a sudden you just sold me out for the right woman, the supposed right woman.
Nancy brought it up like,
wow,
a minute ago.
Never had any anger over that at all whatsoever. Like you and him were doing well in the clubs together. You loved hanging out with him.
And it was just like,
were you hanging out like every week, couple times a week? What were you doing?
It was like every weekend. We had this little spot that we like to hit that was cracking, and we would just link up down there and then
call him up.
Were you the wingman? Vinnie, were you the wingman?
No, we was kind of like we was like each other's wingman. You feel me? Like,
I mean, if he was, the main guy, if he was the main guy, and Vinnie was the wingman, then
I mean, it was depending on the situation.
There was no main guy in this kind of. It was a perfect relationship between two crazy dudes.
We're young, having fun.
Yeah, and
taking down women.
Both get ridiculously drunk and get overly everything when they do.
Yep.
So they had that safety in numbers that there were two of them now instead of one of them.
They felt all right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But then that was all gone in the snap of a finger, man, because he sold you out.
He got it
for the supposed right woman.
I guess.
On the beach.
I'm happy. I guess he's trying to prove how right a woman she was because he went on and married her.
Settled him down.
Did he invite you when you were there the night that you met her?
He did.
He met her or what?
He invited you to the bachelor party, but didn't invite you to the wedding?
Wasn't strong enough a friend?
Wow.
To be invited to the wedding. You would think, just even though you might not, in his mind, have been strong enough a friend to be invited to the wedding, the fact that you were there the night he met her, he probably doesn't remember that. Probably doesn't remember you were there.
I know, that sucks.
He sold you out so quick that I wouldn't be surprised at all if he doesn't even remember you were there the night he met her. It was you and him?
I wonder.
Was there any other dudes there that night when you met her? When he met her, or what?
I mean, there was other people that we knew, but not like... But we went to the spot together and was like, you know...
It was you and him going out that night?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you and him have like this pact that if you didn't hook up on a particular night, you'd give each other hickeys, or what?
God, no.
Okay. So it wasn't that close a relationship?
Some pact.
I see.
Okay.
That works out well, believe me. I don't know what to talk about. Anyway, Bikini Dave, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was pretty doggone good. It was pretty all right. Hey, I'm a little upset, though. I'm a little upset.
Sounds like Bikini Dave's looking for the right woman, though. Unless he's just saying those lines that I guess from time to time you say but don't mean. You said, "Where's my right woman?" earlier in this phone call, Bikini Dave. Did you mean that really? And for...
You know, at some point, T-Man, I'm going to need somebody to settle down with. And I'm 26. I'm 26 now, so I'm getting a little old.
So in other words, what you're saying is... in other words, what you're saying, you absolutely don't need the right woman to come along for at least a minimum of 4 to 5 years.
No, I'm saying 1 to 2 months. 1 to 2 months.
I don't think you know what you're really saying. Trust me. All right? What you're saying is you absolutely don't need the right woman to come along for at least 4 years.
At least 4, that's 30? Okay.
Let me just put it this way. If she came along at 26...
2018, man. I'm done having a little bit of fun.
You're saying that because you're alone right now. If she came along at 26, if the right woman came along today... All right, and you had to do what Fancy Pants Lance did to Vinnie the Pooh, maybe all his other friends, and cut them off at the knees.
Take them out of my pocket.
If you had the right woman come along at 26, by age 28, 29, you'd be like, oh, I wish I could have pushed her back to about 30. I had 4 more, 5 more, 17 more good years of partying left in me. Because you think you want her to come along right now, but if she does, in fact, come along right now, and you have to shut it down completely, which is what women tend to make you do, Terry.
Oh, jeez.
You're going to regret that she came along too quick. Trust me. Trust me on this. Do you trust me on everything else?
No, I don't trust you on everything else.
Trust me on this. Oh,
but the thing is that Bikini Dave is trying to have a lot of fun.
Why wouldn't you trust me on everything else? How dare you not trust me on everything else? Where have I let you down? Oh, because he doesn't have a song, is that what he said? Oh, well, that's a good point.
He doesn't have a theme song, so forget you and trust in you.
If we get him a stupid song and trust me on everything else?
I think so.
Wow.
Let's get him a song.
Doesn't take much to earn listeners'
No,
trust.
it doesn't.
Get him a stupid little gay phone operator like
because he feels that he's been here for a long period of time, which is, you can't deny that.
Am I going to have to go into that production room, dust off the cobwebs, and make him a song?
Do that kind of thing.
Well, you do that well, Tari.
Oh, my God.
Bikini, hang on the line. I can't get too far behind too early this morning. We'll find out what's... Is it... You just tell us what's bothering you? You got something else on your mind? Is he gone? He got cut off?
He did. He left us.
All right, you can call back. It's perfect timing.
He was that mad.
Because...
No, I don't trust you.
Usually in the first segment, all I say is make sure we don't fall too far behind, and look how much time we've gone through already.
Yep.
So let's step aside.
Okay, I'm moving.
We'll come back. We'll get things started. Although we already have.
I know.
After these words... The T-Man Show. So you're sorry the Olympics are over? Or can you handle it? Are you feeling sad? Are you cool with it? What's your take on the Olympics being officially over now?
I actually really enjoyed them a lot.
I got that from you last week.
Tons.
That doesn't answer my question. Are you sorry that they're over? Or are you feeling totally cool? Like, all right, I was pretty much Olympic out.
Well,
which one is it?
I think I'm totally cool. I wasn't Olympic out, or however you said it.
Right.
But I think it was just the right time.
Okay.
So I'm good.
So you're good with it?
Yeah.
So it was no problem with you being over it. This is fine.
Right.
You were kind of Olympic out then, I guess. If you're cool with it.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Did you watch that little volleyball game last night?
I did.
They kind of ended it up with a little men's volleyball gold for our country.
Yay.
And that was actually fun to watch. I wasn't expecting it to be because they whacked the ball around so freaking hard. I was like, man, how do these guys get so good at volleyball?
I know.
I'm thinking, how much time do you have to put in to get that good at volleyball? And where do you find the time? I mean, don't you have a life to live?
Yeah.
How do you?
Some of them are married and it's like, how do you fit it in with your family?
Married guys,
yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So these were like older guys or what?
Yes.
Or just young guys that got married
older guys.
way too young?
No, older guys, And
now that they're gold medal champions, they're going to really regret that they got married too young.
Well, and it was, I think, too, the other thing that was really cool about it is the coach.
Yeah.
His father got murdered in China.
Oh, is that the guy?
Yes.
You come home with a gold medal, that gets you laid, right? I mean, that gets you a lot of women, don't you think?
Right.
Wear it around your neck to the clubs.
Yeah, I got a gold medal. What does he have? Nothing.
Head to the loft with your gold medal. I mean, somebody's got to be impressed, right?
Oh, I would be, yeah. I'd be like, oh, yeah. Gotta have sex with a gold medalist, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a woman.
So there you go, guys. Just come up with this close to a gold medalist looking kind of thing you can come up with.
Sure.
And pretend there are a lot of people from the region that were in the Olympics. Just if your mouthpiece is good enough, you can convince the ladies in the clubs you were in the Olympics and you just got back.
There you go. Absolutely.
You gonna try that, VP? You gonna try that or what?
Hey, if I think it could work,
Yeah, absolutely.
Then they're gonna stick me with a question. Well, what event were you in?
Exactly. You have to have these questions answered in your head way ahead of
He's
time.
got the beach volleyball.
Yeah, I look like a beach volleyball player.
And then take out the little shades that they all wear when they play beach volleyball and go with it.
Yeah, actually you do. You could do it.
I don't think you're tall enough to convince everyone you're a beach volleyball guy when there's only two on a side, and I don't remember seeing anyone that was 5'9" or under.
Nah, just make up like a track event. Like I was in the 700 meter
700 meter hurdles.
They
spread out the hurdles that far? Oh, for me they do. They have to.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to answer that way.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If you find a big gold medallion and put it around a red, white, and blue little ribbon, you might be able to pull this off. Not to suggest you couldn't get laid anyway. I mean, Bikini Dave because he was very close to actually being in the Olympics, legitimately.
Yes, that is true.
He lost in the late rounds of the Olympic trials. So why shouldn't he be able to get laid off that, Terry? Just pretend he went the full route there.
I'm not sure, but that's actually not what I'm upset about and why I originally called you, man.
Right. He did have another issue.
Did you watch men's volleyball last night, Bikini Dave, or no?
I did. I thought it was really exciting. But the bad news is that they're canceling baseball and softball for the 2012 Olympics. Now, I thought that was garbage, and I wanted to let everybody know that. They're kicking it out, and they might fill it with squash or some kind of garbage American.
They didn't have squash this time around? They have squash and Americans didn't participate.
That's a sport? What is that?
They had squash, but Americans didn't participate like this year, or what?
Well, no, they didn't have it in the Olympics, but they're going to try and fill up the baseball slot with
So wait a minute,
squash.
they're going to get rid of baseball altogether for the entire Summer Olympics, or just the Americans are going to send a team?
For the next 2012, they're getting rid of women's softball and baseball.
But I think I heard them say, because they were already previewing it, that the 2012 Summer Olympics are going to be in London, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you see? Oh God! You had everybody from London. When they passed the torch on from.
They spent $40 billion. The country of China. They spent $40 billion. I mean, it's hard to even understand what that means, but it just seems pretty lofty, all right?
Yeah. And irresponsible.
They spent $40 billion. Might have been a tad irresponsible, yes. He wants them to be a little more savvy with their bucks. But they spent $40 billion on these Olympics to impress the world, and impress the world they did. China was very much an impressive little place over the past number of weeks, and you've heard a lot about it over the past number of years of how much industrial boom has been going on there, and they had to go and prove it, and they spent $40 billion to do it, building these exotic little Olympic venues and
Bird's Nest was cool. Come on.
Cleaning up their air, but $40 billion was the cost when it was all said and done.
I know.
That's like the net worth of Bill Gates.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Gates, I think, topped out at like $57 billion at one point, but Microsoft stock has kind of gone down since then. So I think he's like in the $40 billion range.
Cheapskate.
So it'd be like Bill Gates spending every last penny to put on a 2-week event. But that's what they spent. Now it's hard. As I said, we all don't understand what it's like or what it means to spend $40 billion. We can just all agree that it sounds like a lot, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
A little
absolutely.
bit.
I don't know how you go about spending $40 billion. I guess you build these bird cage type apparatuses.
Bird nest.
A bird nest.
Do you write a check?
And the
you take credit.
Yeah. Do you give me your account number? What do you do?
Sir, your card is been declined.
Right. Okay.
You have a little picture in the corner instead of your face of the country of China?
Yeah, the country of China.
Wow.
You know, man, when am I going to get my my song?
Oh, jeez.
Why does it bother you so much that there's not going to be baseball and softball? No women's softball in the 2012 Olympics?
No women's softball. I think that's a huge step back for women's sports.
I agree.
They left it together with baseball. And I think they're American-dominated sports, and they looking to maybe even up the field a little bit.
But they find a way to put everything that's ever been even considered remotely a sport. They find a way to put in the Summer Olympics. That's what I got out of this. As I told you, I was watching ping pong. I was watching
badminton,
men's field hockey, doubles badminton. How do you take out baseball?
I know.
I thought they were going to find a way to put fantasy football in the next Summer Olympics.
Oh my God.
And everybody plays baseball. Every country has a baseball program, which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising, I guess.
And they had cheerleaders. I remember when we went to Japan, and not Japan, but Australia, and they had the cheerleaders at baseball.
Yes.
That was crazy.
I got a little interview with them.
Yeah, you did.
Do I need to have a flashback moment here?
I think we do. Come on.
It is kind of timely with the Summer Olympics coming to an end. At the Australia Summer Olympics in 2000, which me and Terry attended together as one.
Yes.
I interviewed, it was the Korean, Terry.
Yes.
The Korean baseball cheerleaders.
Right.
They don't know anything about baseball to such a degree that they have cheerleaders for the game. Hey, should we have that anywhere or what? How hard would that be to find? You can find that?
You can probably find that.
Really?
I remember that. It was
If we can find it. If we can find it. And just so you won't be confused, coming out of the next break, if we can find it, I'll replay that interview with me and the Korean baseball Olympic cheerleaders from the year 2000 in Australia.
They were great.
Mm-hmm.
Cheered them on.
That's right. They had quite the interview with me.
They did.
We're going to find it at some point this morning.
Okay.
The fact that you're so bent out of shape, though, I mean, I guess it's kind of peculiar, whatever you want to call it, that they're eliminating baseball, but it's not the kind of thing that's going to really get me all fired up to start screaming and yelling, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think maybe me and you feel a little different about things.
Since when have you been so passionate about anything, not to mention baseball?
Well, no, first of all, I am passionate about baseball. You're the quitter. And, and I probably have a little bit more patriotic blood than the female.
But it's nothing to do with patriotics because, if that's a word, because, or how am I going to because it's not just one country, it's the entire world.
It's the entire world, that's right.
Oh, you're
saying
saying
your country.
You're saying
that's what's nice about it.
It's a sport that was invented in this country and it's being shunned by the world, and that's a knock on our country. Is that where you're going with this, or am I putting words in?
No, it's not a knock on our country. I think it's just a knock on the sport in general.
But if they're knocking the sport in general, in effect, it's a knock on our country because it's America's pastime, and they're kind of giving it disrespect.
I can feel that.
See, I'm telling him why he should be all upset.
And he's like, no, it's...
He's upset without me, but I'm telling him why he should be upset.
Well, where would he be without you?
And I can't even get upset over this. Bikini Dave.
But also, too, I think he knowing that you are a baseball player... You know, at heart, and he's probably that's right. He did call you a quitter because you didn't. But anyway, but I think he was kind of surprised that you're not as.
Do you think I chose radio over baseball? It was when I got to college, and all of a sudden I saw Jeff Bagwell. I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player in high school, Terry.
I know you did.
All right, I was the best on my team, pretty much. I went on to play Division I college baseball, and then I got there, and when I was a freshman, a senior on our team was named Jeff Bagwell.
I know him.
As soon as I saw him hit the ball, the way the ball jumped off his bat, I said, I better find something else to do with my life. Because I am not going to be able to go pro as I thought I was.
I know,
and I was realistic about that as soon as I figured it out, Terry.
Right,
as soon as I watched him play, I was pretty much more or less spending more time on the bench that freshman year than playing. But I played.
Yeah.
And when I saw him play, it came to me very quickly that I was not going to be a professional baseball player.
Right.
All right?
But, yeah, you do play in a league where you're playing against, I don't know what they are, semi-pro,
not anymore,
whatever.
since I got this big boot on my foot now.
And that's nice. It's very attractive.
Anyway.
But, you know that you have the ability to still play. So there's always that.
Feel free.
Maybe that for some, it's that thought of, you may have been realistic. However, that should have motivated you even more to say.
No. There was no chance, Terry. All right? I could have been the most motivated person in the world.
Okay,
I didn't have the goods, and I realized that, and I didn't even play 4 years of baseball at college because I realized I was wasting my time.
You didn't believe in yourself, T-Man.
Called me a quitter. Called me lack of heart. I was able to realize it pretty quick and find another path in life to be successful at.
Yeah,
sooner or later that'll happen, right?
Quitters. We just call those people quitters.
Oh, you call those people quitters, do you?
You can justify that you took the time off and didn't have the heart.
I bet you wouldn't say that to my face, guy who could kick my ass and almost a world championship wrestler kind of guy.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway.
I got to run, T-Man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Wow.
I was done with him.
Okay.
He doesn't want to stop talking to me, Terry.
Right. Because you were going to go off.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Right. When you're out of insults, then you can move on with your life.
Right.
Bikini Dave just did. Quitter.
No heart. Come on.
So he's saying, if I wasn't the supposed quitter,
yes,
and I just didn't allow Jeff Bagwell's skills to frighten me into realizing that I wasn't good enough, that I would be, accepting my Hall of Fame nomination.
Maybe so. There's always that, you got to keep going for that dream.
Well, Barry Bonds played till, 44 years old? That would mean I still have a good 8 years of baseball left in me if I was that caliber, Terry.
Well, let's get you back out there.
Maybe I shouldn't have quit.
Can name a few teams that probably could use you.
Trust me, I made the right decision. Okay? Now, Jeff Bagwell turned out to be one of the best players in baseball in modern times.
Right.
So maybe I got frightened. Maybe he's right. Maybe I got overly frightened. I saw Jeff Bagwell on my little Division I University of Hartford baseball team, and I was like, this guy is so good. How am I ever expected to think I can make the major leagues? I didn't know at the time that he would turn out to be one of the best players of the 90s. I didn't know that.
I understand. I hear you.
You understand?
I understand.
Okay, good. Had I known that, maybe, I don't know. But then he would have been all denied the T-Man in the morning show.
Oh, jeez.
And Bikini Dave knows, deep in his heart, even though he wants to slap fun all around here, Terry, he knows he couldn't do without that.
Because then he wouldn't know Bikini Dave.
He wouldn't know Bikini Dave.
I know.
He would be Dave. All right?
Just
If
Dave.
I hadn't been a quitter, you would have been just David.
A heartless quitter. No passion.
Stick that in your little G-string and smoke it. Hey, Jeremy, you're on the air.
Hey, T-Man, what's going on?
Hi, Jeremy. How are you this morning, sir?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just calling you back from last week. We were talking about fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we tend to do that around this time of year. We get all excited and fired up. I just said, if they have everything that I saw in the Summer Olympics, they could find a way to have fantasy football, Terry. Give out a gold medal for the guy who, I don't know, something. Anyway.
Let's put in poker.
Ha-ha!
There's something you could do.
I may be in London in 2012.
Why not?
Bumping out Danny Negreanu from the Olympic trials, Terry. Anyway, Jeremy, what would you like to ask, or what would you like to say, sir?
Well, I have two questions. I'm wondering, I've got Larry Johnson on the roster, and I'm wondering how confident you feel in him.
I do not feel confident in Larry Johnson at all. I told you last year he would be the biggest bust of the year. I told you him and Steven Jackson were the two overrated players that were taken in the top 3 of everyone's draft last year. And how did that prediction turn out to go, Terry? I told you Joseph Adai was a underrated kind of pick, and he should be picked a little higher. How did that turn out, Terry?
Awesome.
How did all my projections turn out last year?
Awesome as always.
How much?
Yes.
Wait a minute, help me. You don't beat David's. I think Larry Johnson, although he's not highly as touted as he was this time last year, is still in a bit of trouble because there's no offensive line on the Kansas City Chiefs. They have no quarterback of any any real caliber. I mean, I like Damon Hayward. He's a guy that's around town kind of guy, Terry. So we root for him, we pull for him, but in reality, he doesn't put the fear of anything in any defense out there. So Larry Johnson's going to be up against it. Plus, he's been breaking down really quickly in the beginning to middle part of his career here. So there's a lot of potential downside with Larry Johnson. You got to proceed with caution with Larry Johnson. Does that mean you should throw him back to the scrap heap? Maybe it does. In a keeper league? You're in a keeper league? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we did an auction draft instead of rounds.
Great. I love those. I love those. I've been trying to convince my people to do auction drafts. That's real skill. Instead of just sitting around plucking players one by one. Yeah.
Ah.
Once you go to an auction, you'll never go back.
Actually, I am, because I love football.
I
may not know everything.
Anyway, so you bid on Larry Johnson or what?
Oh, yeah, and I picked him up pretty cheap, but I'm worried about their offensive line
How much fake money do you get to buy your players with?
You get $200.
$200, and how much did you spend on Larry Johnson?
I think I only spent like $14.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not a bad pickup.
That's only like, what? I don't know, do the math, 5% or less of your payroll there?
Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty good. I mean, I can't knock that. So whatever. All right? Good luck to you and him.
How'd your team end up?
I don't know. Everyone's team. We're in a 12-team league, so everyone's team's kind of watered down. I got Vince Young, better run in 1 touchdown per game kind of hopes as my quarterback. So I picked him in the middle rounds, actually late rounds.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to hope that Ryan Grant has no sophomore jinx going on. I got Reggie Bush, got to hope he comes around and becomes the player that everyone expects sooner or later he's going to become. I got the best wide receiver from last year. I got Randy Moss, who I took as my first pick with the 12th pick of the first round. And, we'll see how it goes. All right? I'm sure everyone cares. All right? Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah. Good luck to you and me. There it is.
There you go.
Here's your fantasy football talk for the morning.
All right.
But you know now, because Jeremy got his fantasy football question, a bunch of other guys will be calling in saying, I got questions about my team.
That's okay.
We'll see how that goes.
Right.
1-866-663. T-Man is the number to call on a Monday morning back after these words.
The T-Man Show.